like, really going into weeds really. But yeah, but what I would like to say as well is also thank you to everyone in the chat that's joining, saying hello. Everyone knows here I'm not the best host, but I am, going to greet you all and just say hello here. Rick's a lot more friendly than I am, so Rick's probably going to go through the chat at some point and go through and say hello to everyone, but that's what I'd suggest. And by all means, Jason, yeah, send me an email. And yeah, so, if you can if you know any diagnostics that you have, so, I have a rupture in this part of my spine, the exercise equipment that you do have currently right now, how often you go to the gym, just give me a full write-up, as much info as you can. I'll put together something, at least then you've got an idea of how to progress on from things. But yeah, that's probably my best advice. And we've also got Black Box Warning. This is, I believe, her name is Liz.
Yes.
She puts out very interesting content. I actually like her content. I don't watch many channels, but I'm subscribed to her and I do watch a few of her videos, and they're pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the carnivore diet will obviously emphasize an improvement in recovery aspects. I think it's probably the best diet you can possibly really apply for anything like this. The lowest inflammation state you can possibly be in as well. So there we have it. But yeah, Rick, do you want to take charge now? You can be in charge of the chat and talk about whatever you want. I'm just here for shits and giggles.
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, I don't know. It's supposed to stream on both our channels. I don't know if it has, but it doesn't matter. They seem to have found it, so that's a good thing. And there's a lot of comments here. Let me see. Okay. Jonathan. Okay, we have, let's see here. Ah, here we go. I got to make this display bigger. Okay. Now I can't see the other one. My monitors act a little weird sometimes. Let's see, go back here. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's it. Oh, good. I got it. Excellent. And then we have a comment that says, "You look great," from Jason, and I agree with that 100%. Let's see. I'm waiting for...
I'll take any compliment I can get now, Dave.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, obviously, they're going to give you the compliments, not me. No one's going to say, "Well, Rick, you look great." I mean, I've got about the same physique as a flamingo, so I might as well just wear pink and then walk around with one leg like this. So let's see. I'm waiting.
Rick, I was at the sauna and the pool today, and you would stick out as one of the fittest people there. Believe me. And this is a leisure center where people go to be healthy and fit and stuff. So yeah, you're not doing bad at all, Rick. And the fact is, you still got a full head of hair, which most people don't. Granted. So you've got a lot to be proud of, and it's a lot of it's down to your diet, your way of life. You keep active. So definitely a testament to what the carnivore heart attack diet can do for people. So good on you, Rick. Appreciate your efforts and everything you do for the community. All these hours you put out for making content. You do it for free. You don't ask anything for it. So good for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. In fact, especially since you're telling me that, it makes me feel good because that's what I wanted to do. I just wish that I could convince more people in my life, although I'm getting more and more people to listen. It's not like it used to be. People would laugh at me instantly, but now they actually do listen. I think the older I get, and my 40-year high school reunion is coming this year. They haven't set a date for it, but I'm going to try to get pictures from that. But my friend that keeps up with these says, "Rick, you are the only person I know that looks almost the same now as you did in high school. Everyone else looks totally different. You won't recognize anybody." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." And even he's gotten older. He's got a lot of gray hair. He's a little overweight. But yeah, you're right. I'm one of the very few that just doesn't seem to change that much. And the other thing about me is you see the way that I sit, my legs crossed, and I don't have any aches and pains whatsoever. I can sleep really well. And it goes to show you don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to have a super strict diet and exercise all the time and everything. You can just eat the carnivore diet, keep active, keep a good outlook, and you do fine. It's not difficult. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking my life to the next level like Jonathan. Jonathan is basically shaping his physique because that's a part of his life. Being able to work out, being able to maintain the muscle mass and all the things that go along with it, that's what he does. And he does it despite having serious health issues, chronic pain, neurodivergence, and all that. So he's really working at it. Me, I'm just doing the best I can to survive. I'm eating what I like. I'm trying to meet people like Jonathan and all of you because I feel like my life improves every time I make a connection with another person. I get better and better, and it makes me feel better. Can you imagine? I live alone. If I was just a hermit and I never went out there and tried to contact anyone, I would not be a very good person. I would probably be one of those people that you see on the news that does something bad and whatever. But in this case, people can laugh with me, they can laugh at me. It's no problem. And if I can help other people to change their attitude and maybe enjoy life a little more, that's great. And I'm glad when you invite me and other people invite me. Juliet invited me. They invite me into their group because I have something to offer. And it's a good thing.
Yeah, I second that. And I mean, you've been doing this now for quite a few years. I know you've been on YouTube for like decades, but in terms of like the live streams now, it's got to be a year and a bit, year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
I know you've collaborated with other people as well, so it's just it's nice to have this sort of this platform, this space, StreamYard and YouTube. We can all talk about different things, and the funny thing is, as much as I'm a very introverted person, if I leave the house for any reason at all, people always talk to me about stuff. So that's it holds testament to the fact that I'm still able to communicate and socialize and not be a hermit entirely. So it's a valuable experience to have, and just wants to flag up this on the screen as well here. If anyone wants to join the elite, buy Rick a coffee. He probably won't drink it, but he'll certainly take the cash, and he'll be using that to invest into his probably channel and his food, and continue to provide content for people like myself and lots of other people. And you did a very good interesting ramble the other day. I think it's about 40-minute video, so check that one out, guys. If you're on my channel, you haven't yet seen it on Rick's already. I believe it's about 40 minutes, and you're talking about income and how to make new income and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a very, very interesting sort of talk. A lot of them are actually, and some of the topics you come up with, you just stick your phone in your pocket, record, go for a cycle ride somewhere to like the shops or whatever, and you come out with some very interesting things. This question I have for you actually, do you think that when you're out cycling out and about, do you think that improves your creativity or your thought process?
It does. It absolutely does. The thing is, if I was to sit still, like for example, I was in a classroom in school and I'm sitting still trying to listen to a lecture, I will lose interest very quickly. In order for me to learn and to think, I have to be doing something. And it could be anything. Generally a mindless task. For example, if I'm working, let's say I'm digging a ditch, I can think better when I'm digging a ditch than when I'm sitting. If I'm operating a piece of equipment, I can think better if it doesn't take a lot of effort to do the job. And when I'm riding my bicycle, basically I'm just pedaling and I'm looking around. The sun is coming down on me, and you get different people going by, you get different colors, there's plants, the scenery. My brain works a lot better when I have all of that around me. And I know, like in your case, it's kind of the opposite. You don't want to be out there with all that stimulation. But for me, it seems to work. And it triggers my mind, because as I ride around, I think about, well, I remember this, I remember that, and I start putting it together. And I never rehearse anything. I just come up with ideas. The other time I'm really good is when I wake up. When I wake up in the morning, for some reason, my mind goes into like a loop. And then I start thinking about what I'm going to do for the day, what I did yesterday. And then I come up with all these ideas. So when I first wake up in the morning, I have a lot of ideas. But then when I'm on my bicycle, when I'm outside working, or even like now when I'm around other people, it just seems to stimulate it. And I come up with all of these ideas, and I'm able to start speaking about it. And that seems to be the pattern.
Yeah, it's interesting that, and I think you're right. My brain works best when I've got, I guess, like isolation. Like in my head, I don't think of things sporadically the way other people do. I'm thinking of this wall is white. I get this wall is white. Then I think of all the things in my brain that are white. I'm thinking of the light that's white. But then it's like distracting. So I have to sort of minimize my thought process when I'm speaking. So my flow charts in my head of the information I put out is very much, I might have 10 different things in my head. There's loads of different flow charts which go down to get to an eventual point. Problem is, if you're watching the stream yesterday, guys, I know Rick certainly was, and a few others in the chat right now, I can go off tangent, You have to sort of redirect me to the point I'm trying to get across, because sometimes I just have so much going on in my head. It's not always relevant, which is kind of annoying sometimes, but I used to in the past live with a lot of anxiety because of it, and it's frustrating. But now I'm in the point where in my life that, you know, I'm 30 years old, but I'm in the point now in my life where I just go with it, and people will listen or they won't listen. You know, Harry Sopanos, he does also very long live streams, 4, 5, 6 hours long sometimes. He is very good because he's older, more mature, a bit wiser in some circumstances. He's able to piece together a whole story about one thing. So you might say, Harry, tell me about calcium. He'll tell you everything there is to know about calcium that is of any use to anyone in relation to a carnivore diet. You know, things like that. So that's kind of where I'd like to see myself down the line. And we've got Professor Bart K, who's very much, you know, he's got a very deliberate flow chart. You know, what is the question? What was the answer? How do we get there? That's, you know, we sort of pick up ways of explaining things, analogies, and that's one thing that you're very good at, Rick, is like the storytelling side. You know, very good presenter. So, you know, I know you're looking for ideas about how to earn more cash and sustain yourself and improve your quality of life in some regards. And I honestly think the way you're going to make that is through your speech, your presentation, your communication, which is excellent. For someone that's, you know, I own the house a lot, I know you live alone. It's impeccable. It's remarkable. So I'm constantly inspired by people like yourself for that reason.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before, and I've taken that to heart. That's one of the reasons. In fact, you were one of the reasons why I did the first Ride and Talk video, because you've always said that I've been good at telling stories and explaining things. And when I taught at the college, I was very popular. The students in engineering, when they wanted to take electronics classes, they would always look for mine. Because, well, first of all, a lot of the people that we get, they're chosen by their paper qualifications. They're typically from other countries, and they may have an accent or a way of communicating that's not what we would normally expect. So when you try to listen to them, some people will make fun of the accent. Now, I've had a lot of professors like that, and thankfully, I already knew a lot of the material they were talking about. But a lot of times people will get lost, and these are even people that have advanced degrees, they have a doctorate degree, and they start to explain something and they lose track. They're doing, let's say they're doing circuit analysis, and they start getting into it and they lose track of the fact that their people are trying to learn. And everyone's like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But when I do the exact same thing, I start off on a basic level and I watch everyone. And as I'm talking to them, I'm watching how they behave. And if I see someone that seems to be losing it, I'll focus on that part of the room. Then I'll look at someone else. And I never really had anyone complain that it was too difficult. And it was the exact same material. I covered all the equations, all the derivations, how to take the measurements, everything that everybody else did, but it was done in a way they could follow along with. And that's the one thing that I've always been good at. I try to relate the way when I learned it, because I mean, I have an above average IQ according to tests. But when it comes to learning, I have a difficult time because I can't learn simply by listening to someone tell me. I have to do it. So if I'm going to learn a skill, I need to have some kind of documentation or manual I can refer to, and then I have something I can work with. It's like electronics. Once I get the hang of it, then I can continue from there, and then I can help other people. But a lot of times people, they have this, either they have an ego and they get offended when people don't understand, or they're just unaware of the situation. A lot of the really brilliant minds that I've met cannot communicate effectively with other people because I think they get immersed in the subject they're considering and they exclude everything else out. And I think my skill is that I can multitask on some level, and a lot of times the distractions don't bother me. I may have somebody talking to me here, talking to me there, and I'm able to sort of put together and avoid getting angry, because some people, when they get hit from too many directions, they explode. And then that's when things break down. But you're right. That seems to be one of my strong points, is the communication.
Yeah, so it's like you just described me then. Not the strong points bit, but about the exploding, about lots of information. I'm very good in one-to-one settings of people. You know, I can sit in a consult with someone and usually pretty easily work out what the problem is, how they sort of solve it. But you know, we sort of all have these things to work on as individuals. We're not everyone's cup of tea. I've worked that out. Obviously, it goes without saying, but you know, it's the same with all of us. There'll be one person out there, Rick, who doesn't like you for some reason, and you'll think, how the fuck do they not like you? And I'll be like, I don't know, but that'll be their answer. You know, as humans, we're built to be tribalistic, I guess, which is frustrating, but what can we do? But yeah, I wanted to just highlight a super sticker from the lovely Josephine. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate I believe it's 10 Australian dollars. That'll be going very nicely towards my fund to buy. I'm going on holiday tomorrow morning. I'm going to be spending that money towards some interesting flavor chewing gum abroad. So there we go. That's what I'm going to do. And I do love chewing gum, guys.
Well, I was also impressed that you've been able to get yourself a new friend, as I saw in your last live stream. So that's a good thing. I know you've been looking for that, and I'm glad that it's happening.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate, honestly. It came at a good time as well. It came at a very good time. I must say it's very challenging to meet people in my situation. Yeah, I come across lots of people. You know, I go to a gym. There's lots of young women around there and stuff. You know, but not my cup of tea. Not my sort of people in a lot of senses. People always assume, oh, Jonathan, you must only like the gym bunnies and that. I'm not really. This is a generality. Obviously, I'm generalizing here, but I find they're quite self-absorbed. Not always, but usually. You might say the same about me, but for me, the gym is very all-encompassing. I achieve a lot with it, and it gives me a lot of life benefit and well-being. So when people say, "Oh, you know, why'd you go to the gym?" My initial thought isn't, "I want to be the best crippled bodybuilder there is." It comes to mind, yeah, but the main thing is I enjoy the focal point of having like a passion just to work towards. So it could be anything. If it could be checkers, for God's sake, I don't know. But it just happens to be that a gym is all encompassing because it means, you know, when I go home, I'm monitoring my diet. I'm trying to find the best practice to get the best result out of the gym, analyzing what I'm doing constantly. And that's what a scientific mind requires in order to thrive. So I'm sure the same with your kind of stuff, Rick, when you're, you know, messing around with engines and trying to piece things together and fix things and take things apart and stuff. You know, you're trying to find the best way to get things done. And I think that's a very human, instinctive thing to do. You know, I think a lot of people out there, they go to a 9 to 5 and they don't really have that fulfillment. I feel sad for these people sometimes, not in a remorseful way or a maleficent, not in a way of sort of malice sort of thing. But I sometimes wonder, like, there must be more to these people than just doing this, going home, watching a film, going to bed, doing the same thing again. They must want more out of life. So as much as things are quite challenging for me at times, I do also enjoy life in a lot of regards. So I'm very fortunate, but I have to work towards those things that I enjoy, which is quite fun sometimes. And I do relish the challenge, and I anticipate the challenge massively. And I think as men just nowadays, the way society is, we should be as tenacious as possible. You know, with sort of a growing population of like 8 billion people, we all want to be a bit different and unique. How we get there can be a number of different things, I think. But I know Rick and I know myself, we're very unique in the kind of community. We don't, nothing we put out is out there to appease people. We are who we are. We give out what we give out. And I think, you know, we'll just gravitate towards people that are like-minded, or we won't. And I'm just grateful that a lot of people that approach people like yourself are very nice people. You know, we look through the chat now. You know, like, for example, Jemet just said, you know, Rick multitasks. You know, sort of, you know, people mention nice things about you. It's like you're not actually trying to do nice things to appease people, to make people like you. You are who you are, and that speaks volumes about who you are as a person. So I'm glad, and I'm actually hopeful that you can continue to build your YouTube channel, just so you can reach more people like you, because I'm sure there's a lot more out there. And yeah, malicious Machiavelli is the thing. That's exactly it. Cheers, Lizzie. Yeah, that's my tangent.
Yeah, and that's the thing. My goal on YouTube was to meet people. It was definitely not to make money, because that's not really possible. I mean, it is possible, but it's not likely. I just want to meet people, because as long as I'm here, and this is what I try to explain to people I know, whether you're rich or whether you're poor, we all have one item, one commodity that is shared that you can't change, and that's time. We're only here for a certain amount of time. Yeah. So the question is, are you going to waste that time being a spectator, following other people that you'll never meet? I will never follow people that I don't know personally. So when it comes to sports figures, movie stars, whatever, I could care less about them. I will never meet them in person. I don't even care they exist. Even in the carnivore community, there are certain channels that are very popular and people flock to them. I don't go to them because I will never meet these people in person. Wherever you see me with the carnivore channel, those are the people that I meet. And you can see, like lately, you have the Dr. Kiltz group. Notice I've been moving towards them. Why am I going towards them? Because they brought me in. Dr. Kiltz invited me to his house. You have George in there. You have Julian in there. You have all these people that are in the group. And see, there he is. And they bring me in. Now they bring me into their life. You have John Laspina. Those are people that I've met that are within my area. And there's you, Jonathan. I've known you for at least 3 years. So I tend to go with the people that I know, the people that know me, appreciate me. That's what I like. It's like you said, the whole tribal thing. We have the tribe, we work together. The people that are showing off that they want to project that they're so good or whatever, that's great. They can do that. But if I'm not going to be able to meet them in person, why would I waste my time on their channel? They're not going to interact with me. What is the point? We only have a certain amount of time. We need to concentrate on the people that we can connect with. We can't change everybody. And in fact, we can't change anybody. The only thing that we can do, we can find people that have enough in common so that we can share ideas and we can make progress. Because other than that, there's really no hope. The system doesn't care about us. The system supports itself. It's up to us to try to find what works for each one of us. And if we can help each other out, that's great too.
Yeah, that's bang on. Oftentimes we actually meet people and speak to people off air. You might not always realize how much more depth they actually have to them. Everyone likes Dr. Chafee. Oh, he's a great guy. But we actually speak to him in person, speak to him off air, like when you're not recording. He's even more of a great person then. You never know that unless you sort of create an account, interview him, chat with him, sort of thing. There's loads of people out there in the carnival space like that, like Bart K. Again, another person, he's not everyone's cup of tea. But I sort of challenge these people and say, well, have you met him? Have you spoken to him? Do you actually know who he is? Like, probably not a lot of the time. But there's more layers to all of us out there, and just hope that most of us are as authentic and forthcoming as we possibly can be. Just wanted to put out there right now while I'm here is if anyone wants to join in this chat and come up on the screen, I probably won't swear at you, probably not. Rick won't swear at you, but you're welcome to join and have a little round with us and a little chat session. If you just want to come on and just share experience on the carnivore diet, or ask me a question or ask Rick a question, if you want to hash it out, go for it. Now is your opportunity. So yeah.
It's interesting. Between the two of us, we cover a wide range of subjects. So when you have Jonathan and you have me in the same place, there's a lot of experience here. So it's nice if you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, I've lived a lot of lifetimes for a 30-year-old. People that speak to me, they don't necessarily might know me, or they think I'm like 40. I'm like, well, thanks, but oftentimes they're actually because they're.
Don't feel bad. I've had people think that I was 40.
Well, it's a bit different when you're on the other side of it, right? When you're on this side of it, it's a bit. But yeah, it's age is just a number, but time is of the essence, sort of thing, isn't it? And we can't go buy back time. So I don't anticipate living to 90 like a lot of people out there right now might. But I can live a good life, all things considered. I'm just going to bring on a lovely guest from the screen, which might actually be the first or second time I've been on the screen with him at one point in time. We've got the delightful Thomas from Target Prime Rib. What's going on?
Not much. Just gonna pop on before I leave in about an hour or so. So Yeah. Same
Nice
old,
one.
same old. Yeah, I was talking to like some interesting gentleman earlier today. So so I see a few people saying hello. All the J's, Jebbit, Josephine, Jonathan.
Well, I'm glad that Thomas is going to get some time to have a little meetup. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, Thomas is like me; he doesn't have a lot of money, so those few meetups that you can get, you'll remember them a lot longer than like somebody that goes to a
Oh.
lot of meetups. If you happen to be someone like one of the carnivore doctors that goes to meetup after meetup, you may forget about them. But for me, I remember Tampa really well, and I remember Dr. Kiltz's meetup, and it'll be the same way. Hopefully, we'll get to meet later this year in
Yeah.
Tampa again if I'm able to go.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to the Hack Your Health in November. I already bought the ticket, so I'm going to definitely go to that. And, I'm looking forward to it. I know there's a lot of people that go to them, so I'm hoping that you'll be at that one.
Mhm.
And I know Mitch, Old Guy Carnivore, I know he goes to the one that's with Kilts. So I will try to, I don't know if it'll be this year or next year for 2027, but definitely.
It would have been too much for Mitch at the last one because of his stroke,
Oh,
but
he
maybe
definitely, yeah. Oh, for Hack
maybe
Your Health, you mean? Yeah.
yeah, Hack Your Health, but maybe the next one, and Mitch was
Maybe.
smart. He left early from Kiltz's. He only stayed the one day, and I think that really helped him so he didn't get sick or anything, but who knows? Mitch may make the Hack Your Health.
Well, it's funny. I thought it would be kind of comical, but if he was doing one of those like those scooters that they have, there was a scooter I saw one time inside one of the Walmarts, and it looked like the replica of a Harley. The guy's like driving around. I'm like, that would have been kick ass for Mitch to go around. Like, vroom, vroom, vroom,
I think Mitch
Yes,
would be
hard as well,
self-conscious. Mitch would be self-conscious on a mobility scooter. I think Mitch prides himself on being independent. So if he had
No,
to
I
do
agree,
one,
but
yeah,
with that particular look,
Yeah.
like just looking like he's riding a motorcycle,
there you go.
like think about with him with like a cigar in his mouth,
Well, I could see Mitch seems to be the type that likes motorcycles, so I could
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that I kind of got brought into the community because for a long time I was on the outside. But really it was my friend Russ and also Dr. Kiltz that pulled me in so that way I can meet people in person. And I don't know if I scared people off or if I brought people in, but it seems like I'm getting more subscribers. So I must not have scared everybody off.
You haven't scared me off. So,
There you go.
And I scare easily. So,
But yeah, because you think about the guy that drives a white van and lives alone. That doesn't sound too good.
yeah. Well, that's why I said to you before. It's like ducks. Watch out.
Well, at least my van has windows all the way around, so it's, you
Yeah,
can see what's in
I could
there.
just imagine it'd be like one of those cartoons, where the big net comes like out of the top of the van, just like scoops like all, all the ducks and chicken, the parking lot chickens.
Rick, you'd have a field day where I live. So I live about a mile and a half away from the town centre. It's called Christchurch Quay. There's ducks everywhere. Like you don't know what to do with yourself. You'd be like running around in circles. I don't know. Yeah, it's we've got a place called Stampit Marsh as well, and that's where a lot of them like I don't know, like hibernate or nest or something. I don't know. But yeah, you'd have a lot of fun there. We've got quite a few lakes around here as well, so there's a load of ducks here. So if I ever do come across like millions of pounds, I can fly you over here in a very, 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 very big plane. Then yeah, you'll have a lot of fun, I think. But yeah, it's interesting. No iguanas here. No lizards.
No.
None.
No, too cold for lizards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
literally.
I'm looking forward to when I move to a rural area, hopefully here in Florida, and I'll have my own little collection because I had a lot of ducks here at one time until the raccoons started getting them. But I do cook and eat them, sure. but it's like somebody was joking. They said, next thing you know, they're in the side yard, they hear elevator music, and all of a sudden it's lights out because the duck stuck his head through the guillotine, and boom, that was it. But yeah, that's pretty much a duck's life around here. They have a good life for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's like, where'd he go? Something smells good though. Let's
What's
see.
going on with you then, Thomas? What have you got? What have you got next plan for your channel? Are you doing more interviews, or what's going on?
Well, yeah, no, I'm doing interviews. I usually do them today, but I'm going to a small mini meetup today in the same state that I'm in South Amboy, New Jersey. And so, I'll meet a few people. I'll see Lewis there. So, it's pretty exciting. And then, so my live's going to be tomorrow instead for this week. So I'm going to be interviewing Miss Laugh a Lot, Nikki. So, it's going to be good. And I'm just going to start doing them. If I can, I'm going to start interjecting them into Wednesdays now, just to get a few more in there. So I'll have another one on Wednesday with, Okie Edens. He was actually on Juliet's channel the other day. I don't know if you saw that or not. Because they keep on saying about them being cousins because of the last name being the same. And then, it just keeps on going. And I know I have you going to be on my channel in next month in a few weeks. So.
That's right. Yeah, I knew it was. It's in my diary somewhere. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Exactly
Well, I'll send you like about a week before because I'll need a picture and stuff like that. So I always send about, like when we get closer, I'll be like, hey, just whatever spiel I say, like, hey, I'm excited that you're coming up and everything. So,
yeah. I don't get around to watching that many of your interviews. What do you do? Is it more just like an intro, ask some questions, or what? Is it
not really. Just kind of like we just talk, just chew the fat, and you just tell your story. I just give you a good platform, and I think the platform I give is a lot, because it's more than an hour. I give you more than an hour to talk, and whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about your, that. You have a new duck recipe for Rick, then we could talk about that. That's, it's totally up to you. But yeah, I just like to hear the different stories that everybody has. And, it's amazing how a lot of people think that their story isn't that great, but I think everybody has some potential of a good story, And
yeah, definitely. I've heard some really bizarre stories. Like,
oh yeah,
I think my carnivore story kind of started unintentionally, maybe 18 years ago. That was like the first time I did a carnivore diet.
Okay.
No, I haven't been carnivore for 18 years or anything.
Well, but still,
that was my first. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my first kind of introduction to it. I did basically a diet of tuna and egg for like 5 months. I got mercury poisoning, didn't sustain it very long. And I was in and out of carnivore for maybe 6 years, over the past 6 or so years. But yeah, I'd say I've been carnivore for over 6 years at this point. And it's been pretty decent. I'd say pretty decent, quite haphazardly, kind of a bit like loosely. But yeah, I don't see a better option, to be honest. I can't think of a day when I'm going to be like, oh, the science has said this, anything else other than carnivore diet, therefore I'm going to change it. A bit like Rick, like regardless of any information that come out, I'd probably still follow the diet. And if 5 years, 10 years down the line, everyone come out and said, oh, we've been following the carnivore diet and we've all got this random blood marker which is elevated, I'd say, oh great, well, I don't want to live like crap because I know what it's like to live like crap. So, it's
right.
Yeah,
no,
a lot of interesting stories.
I agree, So yeah, yeah, I mean,
well, it's interesting because even if medical science came up with some excuse as to why the carnivore diet was not beneficial, what I would tell myself is, well, how am I still here? How can I still exist if this diet is so bad? And I don't even think about trying to be healthy. I just do what I need to do to get through the day. And I eat the carnivore diet. It works for me. So even if they came up with something saying, well, this or this marker, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I'm almost 60 years old. You realize in less than 3 years, I'm going to be 60 years old. how many 60-year-olds can do what I do? I don't think I'm going to fall apart in 3 years. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely. So if the carnivore diet's so,
year-olds that can do what you do, or 40-year-olds.
That's what I'm saying. If the carnivore diet is so bad, how can I be here? And that's what I've come to realize. It's like, I thought I was going to get a heart attack. I checked my blood pressure to see if I was going to get, high blood, never went up. And I got lots of energy. You see the way I ride my bike, I ride like a maniac and I don't get tired. I would think that if the carnivore diet was harmful, I would have problems. And considering how skinny I am, you should see some of the heavy objects I lift. The engine, my diesel is not light, and I'm lifting this head. Thing's got to weigh a couple 100 pounds, and it's like, no problem. I lifted the drive motor from my friend's Bobcat. That's over 300 pounds, and I just had it in two hands, and I was picking it up on the table. I mean, it was heavy. I mean, it felt. I had to kind of, but I got it up there, and I didn't get hurt. So it's like, how can that be? The carnivore diet can't be bad.
Yeah.
That's my idea.
But they're still going to keep on trying to prove that that's problematic. I mean, that's just what they do. I mean, even with all the proof and all the evidence that we have all shown, there's still going to be people who are like, and they contradict themselves a lot of times when they do. So it's just...
I have a few battles online. I'm obviously part of the carnivore community. I'm in somewhat the GLP-1, Wegovy, tirzepatide, retatrutide community online, and also like the bodybuilding community. The bodybuilding community is the hardest bastard to get involved in and convince. I've literally had interviews on my channel with bodybuilders where I've said, here's the evidence about cholesterol, what it does and doesn't do in the body, what the markers mean, don't mean. This is why you shouldn't worry. They sat there and said, oh, fair enough, I see a point of view, yeah, makes sense. But just to cover bases, I'm going to try and keep my cholesterol in range. I'm like,
obviously you didn't hear what I just said.
Did you hear what I just said? It's I tried to approach it from a non-arrogant perspective, a very scientific kind of perspective where I can. But it's like they just want to believe one thing because they always believe one thing. And it's, you sort of look at it and think, they're still making content saying cholesterol is bad and you need to keep these numbers in range. And I'm like, okay, based on what? Then they don't reply to your comment or whatever. And you're like, there's all these bodybuilders out there who are in a better state than me in terms of physical health wise. And they're just diminishing themselves over time, slowly and gradually, slow poison of their high carb, high sugar, low fat diets. But then they contradict themselves by then doing cheat meal twice a week, 10 Pop-Tarts, 2 pizzas, and a fuck ton of, I don't know, popcorn or whatever, or flapjacks. I'm like, you're telling me my diet is bad, then you're binge eating twice a week.
Exactly.
My diet's sustainable and my blood markers are X, Y, Z, decent. How am I wrong here? Like, do you know where you're coming from? Like, it's a contradiction. So
and I agree with the cholesterol thing because, I'm sure you guys remember me burning my nose, on Thanksgiving, and it healed fast. I mean, like within a week, it was all healed, and I contribute that to the extra cholesterol, the more cholesterol, because I haven't been taking it out of my body. I eat all the stuff that we're supposed to eat. My cholesterol is higher, so I think that's what cholesterol is. It's for healing. I mean. So I mean, a lot of people said to me, that's not our community. It's like, well, we're taking some vitamin E lotion and stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't think that's the reason my nose healed.
You got to think, Thomas, is women out there. I say women just because it's a generalization, but women out there using all these like topical vitamin E creams and oils and extra special vitamin C, hyaluronic acid serums and whatnot. Yeah, they probably work to some degree, but if they work that well, why are they still using them year on year on year on year?
Oh, of course.
The point of the carnivore diet is you follow a carnivore diet, that's your baseline. And that is the default, that's the staple. Then everything else is just supplemental. You can't say that about many things out there that are just proficient in giving you a certain outcome over a longer period of time. They work, then they don't work, then you got to cycle off them, blah blah blah.
And the thing is
yeah,
the thing is the lotions and stuff like that. That's topical. Even if you are curing something, you're just curing like the top. But the cholesterol thing is going internal. That's coming from inside out. That's like healing the inside. That's healing the whole, all the cells in your body. So yeah, I mean,
that's how skin does heal. It's the thing.
Yeah.
Skin heals from the inside out. It's not
right.
People think the idea of a plaster is a plaster. It tapes things up. It doesn't heal it. These collagenous tissues have to bind. Your DNA is what tells those protein structures in your skin to do a certain thing.
Think about this.
Doesn't make sense.
I work outside. I work in the sun. I work on equipment. My hands should be very rough, but they're not. Why not? Well, I have lard, tallow on my skin. I have it in my hair, and I think it protects me. And I mean, look, if you look around, you can see.
Yep.
Look around my neck, for example.
No wrinkles or anything in your neck.
It's very, very tight. I don't have any like sagging. And most of the guys my age, they have this little turkey neck that sags down. I don't have that. I don't have, a lot of the guys, they get the bumps under their arms and stuff, and it's all wrinkly. I don't have that either. I have the skin of someone in their 30s. And look at Jonathan looks good too, but of course he's 30. What I'm saying is there's not that much difference between us. See?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm more aged than most people because my life's been damaging.
Yeah.
Compared to most people my age, like my teeth aren't rotting, my skin's not falling apart. My skin heals quickly if I cut myself.
My teeth are crooked, but they're strong. You should see the way I eat meat. I chomp on bones. I pull the meat with my teeth. I don't have any pain. My friends, they have bleeding gums. Their teeth hurt. They're sensitive teeth. I chew on ice. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, yeah.
If carnivore diet was so bad, why do I feel so good? And I'm the example of a person who doesn't do deliberate exercise, who doesn't take care of himself. All I do is eat the carnivore diet and work and sleep, and that's it. Now, like Jonathan also mentions light and having the correct light. Yeah, there you go. Beef tallow, correct light at the correct time of day. Beef tallow. And the thing is, I never thought about any of that. But you'll notice I have incandescent lights. The lights are dim at night. I go to bed by 10. I do all the things that people are talking about now, and I did it instinctively. And I think a lot of it just kind of went with a carnivore lifestyle. There you go. Yeah. You got the red light. It does what feels good to me. That's the main thing.
Right.
When you're eating a good diet, you get in tune with your natural side. I think a lot of it comes automatically. I don't have any skin products. My medicine cabinet is a museum. There's cobwebs in there, and there's medicines that are 40 years old that have never been touched. I don't have anything. I don't even really have bandages. I mean, a lot of times if I get cut, I'll just pull it together, and I hardly ever get injured. And that's another thing. A lot of people I know are accident prone that work as mechanics and do construction. I almost never have an accident. It's just this whole carnivore diet. A lot of my friends, when they hold their hands out, they move, they shake. And look at mine. Steady.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to get going because
all right,
he's going to be coming soon. So
cheers for coming on to us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Good to see you.
It's good seeing you. It's always good to see you both. So wish me luck at the meetup.
Enjoy.
Have great fun. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Nice one.
All right. Looks like we have somebody else.
Brilliant. Nothing works my skin better than tallow.
See,
I'm someone with like childhood eczema and all this sort of stuff. Like nothing has worked. The most organic, super special, I don't know, miracle cream hasn't done anything but beef fat just from a bloody tub.
That's right.
It's a shade, isn't it? Yeah.
Looks like we have someone else that wants to get in the chat.
Oh, who is it? I haven't looked yet.
Oh, I don't recognize the name. There we go.
Lou. How you doing? You all right?
Hey, how you doing, boys? No, I'm just listening to what you're saying. I went carnivore like not quite 2 years ago
Nice.
myself, and I went from being completely sick and just basically waiting for the end of my life to literally being feeling like I'm at the beginning of my life,
Nice.
and completely changed everything. I was, you know, yeah, it's like we live in backwards world. Like, I mean, we got to face it. Upside down, backwards world. What's right is wrong. What's wrong is right. What's black is white. What's left is right. It's all backwards. And the majority of people out there, when you say to them, "Oh, you eat healthy," what do they think of? "Oh, I eat all the kales and I eat all the spinach and I eat all the fruits and all the vegetables." That's what's been planted in their brain,
Mm-hmm.
and they believe it. They feel like shit. They're on 5 medications. They're fat. They're you know their dick doesn't get hard. Excuse the language. It's like you know. And I was there. I was at that place, and it's incredible what it's done to my life. Incredible. Like, I couldn't even begin to imagine. It's I watched my father die. He was 86 years old. He lived a fairly long life, but for the last 7 8 years, he had a stroke in his late 70s, like, or 70 or something like that, 75, 73. I don't know what it was exactly. Last 6 7 years, maybe 8 years of his life, he was like a prisoner. He couldn't do anything. He
Mm-hmm.
could barely stand up because he would get what do you call it, vertigo, and fall over. So he was literally a prisoner in his house. Went from an active man that went out all the time, and we had a farm north of Toronto, and he would go spend his days there and come home, and to being literally a prisoner. And I watched him slowly die over 7 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, no. I got to do. There's got to be something else. I don't want to die like that. If I got to do that, I might as well, end it myself. And that's when I started looking for solutions. And that's when I came about this idea of the carnivore diet. And, I was already on 2 medications for diabetes. I was getting boils on my feet, on my legs. I was getting all these just horrible side effects from my food. I was, again, the Willie was not happy, probably for years. And it's like everything gone, all the medications gone. When my doctor said he had me on 2 medications, one for diabetes and one for high blood pressure. And then he said, "Oh, now you need to go on one for what do you call it? Cholesterol." And my dad was like, he literally survived on pills. He had a bag of pills that he ate every day. One for this, pill for that. The one pill to fix the side effects of that pill. One pill for the. It was like a food of pills. And that's when I said, no, no, no. I'm heading the same way. I'm going right where my dad was. I said no, and I changed it. And it's like, even people look at me and they think I'm like, I mean, they don't think I'm how old I am now. And I was looking so old before. If you see, I could show pictures. I mean, I can't show it here, I guess, but I look like an old fat man. And now,
Rick,
people think I'm half my age.
Rick,
Sorry?
So Rick had a good story recently. It's within the last few days, I think, and maybe in a chat. He was saying about how he got I think it was his dad onto a carnivore diet, and he's saying, "Well, Dad, try out these animal foods. You'll feel really good, but when you drop dead with a heart attack, you'll go straight away, just like that." I thought it was the most profound thing I've ever heard, but I was like, well, actually, that's quite true. So, worst case scenario, you have a heart attack and die instantly. Best case scenario, you actually live your final years feeling pretty good. Rick, can you just describe that story? Because the way you came across is so much better when you said it.
That's pretty much the whole idea of my diet. That's why I call it the heart attack diet. I started that as a teenager. I hated my life. I was very short and skinny and just hated my life. And I figured it'd be better to get a heart attack than to have to go to high school and get picked on all the time. So that's why I started the diet. And I tried my very best to get a heart attack. The only thing I got was low blood pressure. My dad was on the healthy diet. He ate the fruits and vegetables, the juices, and all the good stuff. His blood pressure was always high. His blood sugar would get high. And when he turned 80, he just had no quality of life, and he died at 82, anemic and sick. And the only time that he felt good was when I got him to eat steak. He ate steak, and after that it was like, let's go. And then the next day, oh no, I can't eat red meat because it's bad for me. I'm like, why? You eat the steak, you feel better. The next day you feel better. Why don't you just keep eating the steak? Well, I don't want to get a heart attack. Dad, you already have heart issues. What difference does it make? But I guess my dad figured that if he kept doing it, it would accelerate it. And then on the other hand, he said, I want to die. I'm like, well, if you want to die, this is a great way to do it. Because it's like you said, you could either get better or you could just die. One of the two.
Yeah, definitely be better to go with a quick bang than a slow sizzle, like just
Mm-hmm.
slowly suffering.
Yeah, instead of a
It
slow
was
burn, you
really
have a quick
sad.
bang.
Yeah, I mean, it was really sad to watch my dad that was such a strong man, like I just hardworking, just to watch him turn into a blob of sickness, just a
Mm-hmm.
nothingness,
Right.
completely dependent on the people around him. It was
Mm-hmm.
just so sad to watch.
Right.
And
What?
yeah.
Yeah, my partner Joe, she's on the screen. Her name was the channel was just a few minutes ago. So genetically, she doesn't have the best start point in life. If you look historically, her her family are from, I believe it's Saint Lucia. A lot of them lived over there, sort of thing, and they have all these like weird genetic sort of defects, and many of them don't actually live to past something like 60 years old. But Joe in her life, she's still following the carnivore diet in spite of that, because she believes and understands how it's going to actually prolong her lifespan and not just a lifespan but a health span as well. So that obviously speaks volumes. Someone in the sort of situation where they do have a genetic bottleneck, but they're actually using something which is perhaps contentious or contraindicated by typical medical standards in the Western world. They're actually using it to their advantage. And the diet she's following before, granted it's probably processed food and stuff like that, but now she's following a carnivore diet and she's lost over 100 pounds. Her health markers are improving and she's actually making small wins. And she's still not reached her goal yet, but she's at a point where she's at a better point now than what she was before. So it's I always find interesting people's stories and backgrounds. We all start at different kind of states, and yeah, I'm 30 years old. My situation isn't ideal, but it could be a lot better. But I'm a sort of draw inspiration by people like you, Blue, and also Rick, and lots of other people online that have gone from like you kind of phrase like fat slob sort of thing, Lou, to being a position now where things are working, things are getting better in your life, and you're sort of there in a vest sort of thing. You've got a bit of muscle to you. You're in good shape sort of thing, which is pretty cool. How many men your age can say that? Not many. So
No, I see, like all my friends, I'm a lot older than people think I look, but my friends are all basically on the same road that I was. I mean, some of them may not be fat. There's a couple of my friends that are thin, but they're still sick. Like they don't feel well. Like, and they're on medications and they're on, so it's just it's sad to watch, really. Other than one of my friends that I finally managed to convince him that this is a better way of eating. He was a sort of a bodybuilder guy. He's always done like natural bodybuilding and competing and stuff. So a guy like that could burn off a lot of the carbohydrates and sugars and do better because you're burning it, right? But now he's started doing, not 100%, but say 90% carnivore. And I was talking to, he lives in out west. I'm in the east of Canada, and I was talking with him the other day, and he says, I can't believe it. He says my gains, like, because he competes. He's over 50, 52, 53. and he just won his first natural bodybuilding show, and he's been trying to win one for years, and he won it going on carnivore. And he says, I can't believe it. The gains I make with just eating meat is like completely different. He said he can't believe it. He says it's like, and he doesn't have to do all this because they do this thing where they bulk up. They eat a lot of
Cut.
carbohydrates, and then and then they work out till they shred down, and it's like he says that was like torture. He doesn't do any of that anymore. He just works out his normal workout and eats meat. And he says he's beating his competitors where he could never win before. He was always second, third, and now he just won his first competition after so many years just by eating meat. So it's people don't listen to
Good
their
for him.
bodies either anymore. That's
Yeah,
the
I've had the
problem.
same
They don't even
experience. Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, my weight barely
They keep
budges between an off season and pre-contest phase. And that keeps my health in better check. A lot of bodybuilders out there, their blood pressure goes to maybe like 170 over 120 or something in the off season because they're 50, 60 pounds over their stage weight. This current off season,
Right.
so the past 6, 9 months, I've gained like 10 kilos, and it's like 10 good kilos, not crap. So it just speaks volumes, and you recover better when you sleep better. You think if you're walking around
Yeah.
day to day, Lou, and you're not carrying an extra, say, 20 kilos or 40, 50 pounds of extra weight that you don't need, that's additional time that you're not putting pressure through your heart that you don't need to. So people just see it as like this myopic view of like numbers, like plus this, minus this. It's like, well, no, you only have to gain what you have to gain, and anything extra is just a bloody waste, in my opinion. So it's cool that your friends
Yeah.
got that natural bodybuilding thing going on, and he's doing a good job of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's but the rest of them they're all in the same mess I was. I'm 62 years old, and I feel today like I'm 32. And when I was 32, I felt 62. So
You're
it's a
62 years.
completely
That's bananas.
That's crazy.
I'm 62.
That's
was thinking
bananas.
The-
I would have
the-
thought you were like.
I mean, minus
maybe.
the minus the hair, but
I can match you on that one.
but yeah, I was not looking or feeling this way prior to doing the carnivore diet. And it's ironic because I have a farm and we've always killed and raised our own animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually making sausages right now from a couple of pigs I
Nice.
have. And we've always raised our own meat, good meat. We have cows, everything, and I used to eat crap from the freaking grocery store. I'd still eat my meat, but I would always try to, minimize it because it was in mind that it's not healthy, right? It's not.
Right.
Don't eat too much red meat. Don't all this bull. Don't eat the fat. Man, if I showed you the amount of fat I eat today, it would make a normie's mind explode.
Mhm.
It's like my diet is probably 80% fat. I
That's
mean,
good.
yeah, you need that fat. You need it, and I do so much better. So if I feel better, why would I stop?
I mean,
There's
if you look
makes no
like that at
sense.
62, if you look like that at 62, that's very impressive because I figured you were 45, and
Yeah, I thought
that's
the same.
Yeah, most.
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the Italian blood. I mean, it keeps me from getting gray. Even my dad, he didn't get gray till he was like his mid 70s. So I guess it's that Italian blood that keeps us from getting gray. I still got a few gray hairs, but nothing like, different cultures gray sooner than others, right? And it seems that southern Italy, people from southern Italy, that's where I'm originally from. I was born in Canada, but it seems that subset of group maintains the color of their hair longer for some reason. I don't know what it is,
Mhm.
but that helps. If I had gray hair, obviously I would look older, but I mean, you see people that have gray hair when they're 25, 30 years old, they
Yeah.
start getting gray hairs. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's a sign of ill health. I think it's more of a, an ethnic or regional type thing, maybe. I don't know. But you know, even though I never had the gray hair, if I pulled up pictures of myself, that's what I was. I was a fat old slob.
Mm-hmm.
You know, looked like, you know, wake up in the morning, it'd take me 2 hours just to move my knees
Ugh.
and just to squeeze my hands. The inflammation that I had in my hands, I wake up in the morning and it's like my hands were twice the size, and I'd have to work them just to get them to move. And that's like gone, completely gone. It's mind blowing, but
That's good going.
people say that you could do the same thing with the vegan diet. I don't
No.
particularly believe it because
No.
you see them, they can do it. Maybe if you stop eating crap like McDonald's and you eat just vegetables and fruits, you'll do better probably, but it's not sustainable long term. Eventually you'll crash out, and then you'll see the real problems.
I have a
So,
friend who grew
yeah.
up as a vegan, and they ate all the healthy foods. But by the time he reached his 40s, he started falling apart. So he had to switch to a
Yeah.
meat-centered diet, and it made him look younger. But there's other things. For example, that they lose the hair on the bottom of their leg. When he went to the carnivore diet, it grew back. That's one of the first things that you
Yeah.
lose. Under your arms, that gets lost too. That comes
Yeah.
back. So
Yep.
those are signs of
Yeah.
health. Even if you have
The
gray hair on your
eyebrows.
face. Yeah, the eyebrows. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be 58 this summer.
Mine were almost gone, and now they're coming back. Like they're
See?
slowly. They were almost completely gone when I was, you know, fat and sick, and now they're literally coming back. You know, I can't even believe it. Yeah,
That's it. And
that's
the
true.
same
The
thing,
hair
like I said, you know,
disappears. Yeah,
underarms, this always falls out. That comes back. Eyebrows come back. Legs come back. Your feet,
Yep.
if you have hair on your feet,
Yep.
that comes back because your blood vessels, I guess, are
Yep.
rebuilding. I'm not sure what it is, but it comes back.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
probably
makes sense.
like you
Body's
said,
a better state,
circulation.
isn't it? Yeah. All right, Rick.
If
I'm
your
gonna
blood is
head off now.
circulating better.
You're going to go, Jonathan?
Yeah, I'm gonna head off now. My back's getting aggy. I'm gonna be
Okay,
very
well-
miserable in a minute if I don't leave the chat.
I'll
You
still
wouldn't
be
like that,
here,
guys.
but yeah. Enjoy it, Jonathan. Take a
Right,
break. You
nice to
deserve
meet
it.
you, Lou. And Rick's going to be in charge now of the channel. I
Yes.
just removed all my annoying crap in the background because it probably pisses everyone off. But, you got a question below as well. I believe it's for Lou. But yeah, have a good day, guys. I'll be chiming in the live commentary chat below intermittently. But yeah, enjoy your afternoon, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
Cheers, guys, in a bit.
Take care, buddy.
All right. So, how did you find it? You find it from my channel or Jonathan's channel?
From your channel. I've been watching your channel for a little while now. I don't know how long, maybe, I don't know, several months, if not more.
Really?
Yeah, I like your stuff. You know, with the ducks and all that. It's pretty cool. My son, I actually sent you a message asking you where you were on one of your videos. You were following some ducks and some chickens in a parking lot somewhere, and I asked you if you could actually shoot them with an air rifle. And
Oh, yeah, I remember that question.
I guess I guess you responded something to the effect that I guess it might be legal, but people might call it in as they think you're some kind of freaking mass shooter or something.
Right.
Because people are
That's what
so
it is.
dumb. But yeah,
That's why I
it's
usually
the
I'll catch
population
them.
that's the problem.
I just catch
Yeah,
them. I stuff
yeah,
them in
yeah.
a bag.
Yeah, and then you fatten them up, which is perfect. Maybe they're not as fat when they're wild because they have to struggle to get food. And
Right.
you put them in a pen, fatten them up nice. And duck is amazing. I love duck. Like I used to. Every year I've raised 100 chickens, like just meat chickens, right? And I have a neighbor that we've had this deal for several years now where he's a lawyer, so he's got a lot of money, and he says, Louis, I'll pay for all the, buy the chicks, pay for the food, whatever costs involved, I'll cover all the costs. We'll buy 100 chickens, you raise them, kill them, package them, and we'll split them. So that's what we do. But I'm considering actually not raising the chickens anymore and doing ducks.
Mm,
because I enjoy duck so much more. They're more expensive if you had to buy chicks.
right.
From like I think a White Rock chick I think is like $2 or $2.95 Canadian now, and a duck is probably like $6 or $7 as a chick. So it's double the price to buy them. I think it might be cheaper in feed in the long run, but you get
Hmm.
such a nice fatty meat. The ducks are amazing. I'm doing like lately. I've been doing like duck confit, where
Hmm.
it's basically cooking it in its own fat, really
Hmm.
slow. It's like boiling it in fat almost.
Yep.
And I'll do a couple of ducks, and then whatever I eat, and the rest I just put in the fridge, just covered with their own fat. And you just
Hmm.
pull out a piece every once. My mouth is watering talking about it.
It's good.
You pull out a piece of. Yo, they're so good, man. Especially those Muscovies.
Oh yeah, that's what
Those
I got.
Muscovies, they're so fat and nice. Yeah, yeah.
That they're like
Sometimes
eating.
I look on face.
They're like
Yeah,
steak.
sorry. Go ahead. Oh yes, they're amazing. They're amazing. I go around sometimes on Facebook Marketplace, and you get a lot of these people that they start a little hobby farm, whatever, and they have some ducks and some chickens, and then the ducks start sitting on their eggs, and before they know it, instead of 5 ducks, they got 50 ducks, and they don't want to feed them anymore, so they give them out free, right?
Yeah.
So I go around, I grab them, sometimes I'll pay a couple of bucks, whatever, and I go pick them up, and I'll pluck them up and put them in the freezer, and they're amazing. And mostly they're Muscovies. Sometimes people have like pecans, but they don't sit on their eggs like a Muscovy will. Muscovies
Right.
are yeah yeah Muscovies will sit on their eggs any chance they get. Yeah,
Pekin ducks usually
yeah. I
just
like your
lay their
your
eggs
show.
randomly.
Yeah, Pekings will just lay them. They won't even go in a spot. They'll just wherever they are, they drop them.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're different. I guess they're more of a commercially bred breed. I guess sort of like the
Hmm.
White Rock chickens.
Right.
They're more not genetically modified, but bred. Their their their
Yes.
their breeding has been very, very focused on creating meat, and
Right.
so that's why they turn white.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, the problem with those,
yeah,
those broiler type chickens, they're designed to grow in 3 months, and they don't have a lot of
right,
structure. They're not. They could never fly. They
right.
can barely walk. I know. I know people that
Barely
said, "Well,
walk.
turn them loose." And I remember somebody had raised chickens and they didn't raise them anymore, so they gave them away. And all these people, oh, I'm going to rescue the chickens, and they were all dropping dead within weeks. They just die of heart
Yeah, that's
attacks
right.
because they're not designed to live
Yeah,
more than 6 months. That's their whole
yeah. They're
lifespan.
not designed. That's true. Yeah,
Now,
they're
Muscovy is a
designed to put
survivor.
on weight fast.
Right.
Right.
Muscovy is the
Yeah.
survivor. They grow slowly. They're tough. I mean, they're tough as any bird. They can survive disease. They mate. They sit on their eggs. They're breeding birds,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get a lot of yield for the feed you put into them. But they're very flavorful.
Right.
It's always a compromise. The most
Oh
flavorful
yeah.
birds take the longest to grow.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you can get a Muscovy if you raise like you have chicks and you raise them to, the correct size, and you keep them on a good heavy feeding program, you'll get them pretty fat too. They'll
Hmm.
get pretty fat.
Yeah.
You know, I don't raise ducks anymore, but I'm seriously considering getting back into just raising ducks instead of chickens. They're so much
Hmm.
better. So much better. I mean, I
Right.
eat chicken, but I don't really enjoy it like a nice fatty duck. Like, let's
Hmm.
be real, it's not the same, you
That's
know.
right.
Especially the breast. Like the
Hmm.
breast is like I'll literally sometimes give it to my dog because it's just like sawdust. Well, depending how you cook it off, all obviously. But yeah, If I put a chicken in the oven, like just to roast, that breast, I don't care what you do, it's not going to be very juicy, let's say, right?
No. A lot of times I'll use that as a pizza crust. If I make a heart attack, well, pacemaker pizza, then I'll use the chicken mixed with eggs as a crust. I'll deep fry that, and then I'll put the meat and the cheese and all that on top of it. So it's actually pretty good, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, people make I don't know, I've never really tried. I guess I tried it once to make this carnivore bread where they take chicken breast and they bake it or chunk it and bake it till it's kind of really dry, and then
Mhm.
put it in a blender with eggs and whatever else you add to it, and it can make like
Mhm.
some kind of pizza crust or bread with it, right?
Right. Yeah, that
But
works.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I could see it working, but I don't know. Just give me a nice fat pork chop and or steak, and I'm good. I don't need nothing else. You know
That's it.
what the hell else you need? Especially pork. I mean, I'm from southern Italy, so we're right now I'm making what's called soppressata, which is like a salami style sausage, and it
Mhm.
basically only means pressed. So
Mm.
pressata means pressed from the top, is the literal
Right.
translation, and so it's not round. It's like a fairly big sausage, but it's not round. It's kind of like flattened, right? You can
Mhm.
buy it, I guess, in these stores, but problem with the ones in the stores, they're not fermented. They're using nitrates. Not that nitrates are bad. We create nitrates in our own saliva, so it's not that they're bad, but maybe too much of them are bad. It's that they don't ferment them because it's a fermented sausage. So it's what gets its most flavors from the period where it ferments, right? And
Mhm.
then it starts to dry. We don't use a lot of salt with them either, right? Because if you use too
Mhm.
much salt, you end up they don't ferment, right? So
Right.
yeah, I've been making those lately, and man, when I'm making it, I'll like always have a pan with a because you take a handful of meat, just make a burger out of it, and fry it like already seasoned. It's like heaven. It's like
Sounds
heaven.
like
Like you have to try it anyway, just because you have to know how much salt by taste. And
right.
so I always eat like probably two or three, in a day. I'll eat a couple of pounds of it, just frying a patty here and there all day long.
Mhm. That
Yeah.
sounds really good.
Oh man, it's amazing. It's amazing. There's nothing like fresh for me anyway. Nothing like fresh pork. Like
Mhm.
when I kill a pig, most people, Italians, if they kill a pig, they're gonna make sausage out of everything, and I
Mhm.
cannot bear to cut the pork chops and to grind them into sausage because I just love those pork chops so much, and I leave all the fat on them. Like sometimes even the skin, I'll leave on it.
I eat the skin too, and you
And
probably seen me eat pork many
yeah,
times. I'm a big fan of eating pork.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I think pork again. There's the backwards world idea. Pork is bad. Pork is bad. Probably pork is the best meat for you because it's got a lot of fat. You
That's
know,
true.
and then they say, "Oh, the Okinawans they live to 120 years old because they ate freaking bok choy." No, it's
They eat
because they
pork.
worship pork.
Yeah.
To them, they literally have in the Okinawans they have temples just for pork. That's
Mhm.
how they have literal temples where they worship pork. Not worship in
Mhm.
a sense of like gods, but that's how important it is to their diet.
Yep.
Everything, if they cook bok choy, it's slathered in pork lard.
Mhm.
Everything is cooked with pork lard. They eat pork every day, and they live to 120. Well, there you go. Or the Sardinians in Italy. Oh yeah, they eat nuts and they eat this. They always neglect the fact that they eat sausages coming out of the yin yang. They eat pork, their diet is probably 60% pork.
I know
So,
all
it's
the
backwards world.
Italians. We used to have a lot of Italians here in Miami, and they always, when they made meatballs, it was mostly pork. Pork was their meat of choice, and a lot of it. And then they
Yes,
used
yes.
lard and pork skin and everything. So
Right.
when they say the pigs are unhealthy,
Yep.
it's like, well, how come these Italians live so long?
Right. Yep. That's true. It's true. The Italians, pork is like, it's a big part of the diet. We would make, when my mom makes sauce, it's always pork sausage and pork ribs. And
Yep.
sometimes if she has it, she'll add some chicken in just for the, I don't know, it changes the flavor a little. But it's always pork sausage, pork meatballs, and pork ribs with the sauce.
That's right.
That's
right.
It's never beef or anything like that.
Right. Well, I mean, you think
Sorry,
about
there
it.
must be a lag or something.
Yeah, it's probably because of your internet. There's definitely a lag, or it could be StreamYard. It could be anything.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of comments. You got people that are impressed by the way you look, and there's also comments about pork. I mean, it's great. I'm glad that you found my channel, because I think in many ways, if more people would discover the carnivore diet like you did, they wouldn't have to suffer as much. I mean, you're not going to become 25 years old again. But if you were fat and you were unhealthy, and now you're 62 and you're feeling that way, that there's a lot going on with this diet that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Nowhere. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I almost want to call it, sometimes, you call it the carnivore diet. I almost want to call it the fat and lard diet, because it's more important that you get the fat, because in the beginning, I limited my fat when I first, and I still did very well. Probably mostly because I didn't have any beef at the time. All I had was pork when I started it, because I kill my own meat, right? So
Right.
probably that helped, because there's more fat in the. But as time went on, I started realizing the more fat I ate, the better I felt, and so I just stayed on that trajectory, And there's a limit, obviously, because for me, it shows up in the bathroom, right? So once I reach my limit in fat, then your stool starts to get a little too soft. But once you're below your fat intake, your stool gets too hard. So there's a balance there, and you can judge it based on how you go to the bathroom. If you're going to the bathroom and it's just smooth, like nothing, it's smooth. It's like you're in there 3 minutes and done, and no strain, no pushing, no nothing, and it's not, soft. Then you're at the right fat intake. So it's, again, listening to the body is important. The body's going to give you all the messages you need.
That's right.
It's just we don't know how to do it anymore.
A lot of people have forgotten about traditional eating. And I think a lot of times they see the grocery store or a restaurant as their source of food. They don't see, like when I look outside, I know what's edible. There's some plant material that's edible, but there's a lot of animals that are edible. When I have squirrels eating the mangoes off my mango tree and my vegan friends are complaining, I go out there, I start shooting those squirrels, and I don't throw them away. I skin them and I cook them. I got them frying in lard most of the time. Lard is my fat of choice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of lard.
Yeah.
And look at how skinny I am. I've been eating lard 42 years.
Yeah.
And I'm skinny.
Yeah, you look good. How old are you?
57.
Oh, you look great. Like, I mean, you look young too. I mean, come on. Like, people, I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like, you were doing the carnivore diet before it was whatever fad, if you want to call. I don't think it's a fad, because there's too many people getting healing from it these days. So it's really not a fad. Like, I mean, I saw a picture of I don't know who put it up. Someone put up a picture of 3 vegan doctors and 3 carnivore doctors. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God. Like the carnivore doctors, they're all jacked. They all look strong, color. Their eyes are bright. Their cheeks are nice and rosy. And the vegan doctors look like they're just about to die. Like they that sick looking. It's
Uh-huh.
crazy. Like, oh, smokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the the brainwashing is thick. Let's just put it that way.
That's right. And the problem is people don't want to take advantage of the new knowledge. They've been raised a certain way. Their doctor tells them a certain thing. The authorities tell them you need to do this or that, but it's not working. It's like my own dad. And I didn't even know that. When I took my blood pressure, it was like 90/60. And my dad always had high blood pressure with the exact same machine. Oh, the machine must be bad. And then he could never figure it out. Well, what's because you're young? That's because at the time I was 20s or 30s or whatever. I'm like, Dad, I'm getting older. The blood pressure is exactly the same. You're struggling and you're eating all the healthy whole grains and the fruits and the vegetables and the juices. Your blood sugar's high. Your blood pressure's high. Why is that? Oh, it must be genetics. We're the same family. You know, genetics, how
Yeah.
can that be an issue? And it was just a constant battle. But that was my own dad. Other people are the same way. People still tell me, Rick, you're going to get a heart attack because you eat nothing but meat. You don't eat fruits and vegetables. I said, well, okay, I'm going to get a heart attack, but is it going to be today, tomorrow, 20, 30, 40 years? Whenever it happens, it happens. What am I going to do? I don't want to eat that crap. I'll be diarrhea all the time and sick. I tried going plant-based and it ruined my life. In 7 months, I felt like I was going to die. And I went back to the carnivore diet and I was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it works really. That I don't think that eating meat's going to give you a heart attack. I think people that eat meat will probably most likely just die peacefully in their sleep. Like when their bodies just said, okay, we've had enough, and, maybe a heart attack, but I don't know. I don't think it hurts the heart like people think. I really don't. If
I
anything,
don't
it
either.
probably heals the heart.
It's got to
You
be. I
know?
mean, look, if
But
you've
people
watched
have
my
this
videos,
fascination.
have you ever seen the way I ride my bike in my videos? If I had heart disease, I'd be out of breath.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, and you ride a lot.
I ride a lot. I can go 20 miles on a bike
Yeah.
just doing my errands. And it's hot here too. I mean, it can be in the 80s or 90s.
I forget, you said you're in Miami, I think you said?
Yep. I'm in Miami.
Yeah, I asked. Yeah. Yeah. I was in Florida, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. My son basically lives there in the winter because he doesn't like the winter up here in Canada. I mean, he doesn't like the communism that we're living under here either, but he goes to
No.
Florida and he lives there in the winter time. And he's over by Titusville area. It's a gorgeous area. It's
Right.
all blue collar kind of working people. I didn't see any homeless. I didn't see any, while I was there. It was the first time I was in Florida in many, many years. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Titusville is a gorgeous little area. A lot of pigs in the area. I actually picked up a few shoulders off a roadkill deer while I was there.
There
I
you
just
go.
went driving down and we found a young buck that was just killed. He was still fresh. His eyes were still clear. And so I said, we didn't have room. We had a little car. My buddy and I, the bodybuilder guy, we were there together. And so we stopped. We cut off a couple of shoulders and some hams off of them, and we barbecued them and we ate them all week.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So
there used to be a lot of
you tell
roadkill
them you pick
here.
up a roadkill.
We don't have much anymore because all we
Yeah.
have now is development. But we used to have roadkill deer and roadkill pigs.
Yeah. Yeah, I went hunting down there a couple of times, but for pigs, because they do have a lot of pigs in
Mhm.
the area where I was. But I didn't see any, didn't get any. But I did try to see if I can get some.
Mhm.
We saw them on the trail cameras, and they're really nice. Like sometimes you see these wild pigs, they're kind of scrawny, skinny looking, like in Texas or
Right.
Arizona. They're not
Oh,
getting
they're
as
big
much food.
here.
These pigs are round. They're
Mhm.
round. They're nice and plump. Like you can
Mhm.
tell they're getting good food,
There's plenty to eat
and
over
they get
here.
in these swamps. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think they get in these swamps, and I think they eat a lot of these baby nests and eggs and baby egrets and crocodile eggs and
That's
turtle
right.
eggs. So they get a lot of protein. I think that's why they're very fat and nice.
Mhm.
I told my son next time I go down there, I'm because I had to borrow a gun from one of his friends, and
Mhm.
he wasn't always available. I says next time I'm bringing my own gun and I'm going hunting every day until I get some pigs.
There you go.
So
I used to hunt them around
yeah.
here when we had empty space, but I didn't use a gun because of all the police that were called, so I used a crossbow.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I get the young ones
I mean,
several times.
Florida's become. Oh yeah, yeah,
Mhm. Yep.
yeah. I mean, Florida's open carry now, isn't it? Didn't it
Yeah,
just
technically.
become an open carry state? Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Based on a couple of based on a couple of cases now, apparently you can carry openly in Florida. Some
Mhm.
case law or whatever.
Right.
I mean, in my opinion, you should be able to open carry anywhere you are in the world. Like, I mean, it's a fundamental right to a man to be able to protect himself with whatever tool he wants.
That's
you
true.
know, but
I don't like to open carry because
what
I don't
more
want
fun?
people to see what I have.
Right, right. But the public is so utterly brainwashed and tapped into their, they love their servitude that God forbid they see somebody with a gun. Oh my God, he's carrying a gun. They lose their shit. Excuse my
Mhm.
language.
That's right. But yet they don't mind when the police carry a gun. They consider that normal.
Right, right. And meanwhile, in America alone, I think they kill something like 3,000 people unarmed people a year. The police
Mhm.
kill 3,000, approximately 3,000 unarmed people a year.
Mhm.
And, I don't think the gangs have those numbers for
I don't
just
think so
regular
either.
people. They might shoot each other, but
Right.
just regular public, breaking into the wrong house and shooting the dog and the freaking everybody I mean, that happens all the time.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, and then they don't even get fired. Like, I mean, God
No.
forbid a Domino's driver, somebody's delivering pizza for Domino's. If he got the address wrong one time, he'd be fired.
Right.
Police break into somebody's house, shoot the dog, shoot the person coming out thinking he's being robbed, and he comes out with a gun. So they shoot the father, and oh well, it was just a mistake. No
Yeah.
problem. I mean,
I feel sorry for anybody
it's
that tries to break down my door because I got so much stuff. They make one wrong move, engine blocks, and everything's going to be falling on them. They'll before I even get to them, they'll already be on the floor, probably crushed. I mean, I got a motor sitting in my living room right now from my Bobcat that they could trip over.
Oh, you're a mechanic, eh? You're what type of mechanic?
I'm not really a mechanic, but I do a lot of repairs. I mostly fix my own stuff. I'm working on my truck, and then my other Bobcat, it's a project. I'm trying to get that running. I get stuff cheap. A lot of times I do service work for other people. And then sometimes you get a piece of equipment that's just too far gone. So they'll either scrap it or sell it to me for scrap value. And then I try to take a crack at fixing it so I can use it or sell it. So a lot of the stuff I get, somebody got rid of because it wasn't worth fixing.
Right, right. Yeah, I kind of do that myself, but with construction stuff. Like I've always been in building and construction, so I hoard all kinds of construction materials. Like if somebody, like I've built, basically my whole house has been built from other jobs, like demolition jobs. There were,
Yep.
you know, like for for example, I don't know if you could see it, but there's like a, solid oak door. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if you can see it, but see, I took out like, I don't know, 30 of these solid oak doors out of a
Mhm.
4,000 square foot house that was being tore down and was going to be
Yep.
made in, they were going to tear this beautiful 4,000 square foot house and make it into a 20,000 square foot house. So I go
Mhm.
in and I take whatever's good,
Right.
and I build literally sometimes with garbage, like other people's garbage, right? And I mean,
Everything
this
you look
little,
at here was garbage.
yeah, like I got barn board on my ceiling that was out of an old shack, basically,
Mhm.
and I turned it into make it look like a log cabin. So these are all logs that were cut and turned into boards, and I put them together to look like a log cabin. I haven't finished yet. I still got to put the concrete in the joints, kind of thing. But
Mhm.
all garbage. It was literally going to the garbage. They were chipping it or burning it, you know.
Mhm.
And, and so I get everything. I get front doors, windows out of these houses. So I'm a bit of a hoarder. I probably keep too much crap, but I mean, it's all good stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's all stuff
I know
that's
what you mean.
usable. I mean, it makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense to throw it away, to me anyway. You know, I
Mhm.
built a whole barn, like 65 feet long by 40 feet wide, 35, no, sorry, 35 feet wide by 65 feet long, with 2 stories, completely out of cull lumber from Home Depot and Lowe's. Like I would go to Home Depot or Lowe's when I see a big pile of you know what cull lumber is, right?
Yep.
It's the lumber that
I get it all the time.
it's either yeah. So I would go around and I saved up for a few years all this lumber and built a huge barn with it, right? And I would even get it cheaper because I would go when they have a lot of it, and the managers just want to get rid of it. So I'd
Mhm.
go in and I'd say, "Look, I'll take it all." Usually they do it 50% off, sometimes 70% off. But I
Mhm.
would go in when they have a huge stack of it and it's taking up a lot of room. I said, "Listen, I'll take it all. Give it to me for 90% off." And I
Mhm.
just take it all. And you got $1,000 of material for $100,
That's right.
and I built this. Yeah, I build all kinds of stuff with it.
I do that with Home
As long
Depot
as
and
you know
Lowe's
how
all
to
the
work
time.
with it. Yeah. Yeah. Like yeah, I mean, people call themselves, they like to virtue signal that they're recycling, reusing, but they're not. It's just it's like a title they give them. Oh yeah, I put the cans in this bin, and yeah, please, all that stuff's going to the landfill anyway. So, and then when you tell them, oh yeah, I take apart a house and keep all the stuff. Oh, what are you going to do with all that junk? That's what they see it as junk, right?
You should see my garage. That the equipment that I have, I built a wood chipper out of junk. I built a bobcat out of junk. I built a trailer out of junk. I'm rebuilding my
Yep.
truck. Everything I have was somebody's junk.
Yep. We live in a throwaway world.
Mhm.
It's pretty sad, really. I mean, you go anywhere else in the world, like you go to, I don't care where you go, Mexico, South America, Asia, and they see the stuff that we throw out, they would lose their minds.
Mhm.
They
That's right.
use everything. They use it up, make it do, wear it out, or do without. You know, I think I got that saying from what was it? One of these homesteader channels. Justin Rhodes. Use it up. How does it go again? Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a
There
good
you go.
philosophy, right?
Yep.
If you, you know, you just throw it out just because all of a sudden it's, oh, I want something new. And you throw out, like these doors, for example. If I went to go buy a solid oak panel door like that today, it would cost me probably 1,500, maybe more Canadian dollars, which would be maybe $1,000 American. I don't think I can get it for $1,000 actually.
Mm-hmm.
Solid oak doors, like, and they're just gonna crush them with a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just gonna crunch, and throw them in a bin. Like
That's
kind of
it.
disgusting, really. I mean, you know.
That's what they do here. Every time they have a real estate bubble, they take a small house and make it bigger on the same space.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sad. It's like in my area here, I bought a little farm north of Toronto basically, and when I bought it, it was in the middle of a market crash, so I got it really cheap. Today it's gone way up in value. Like I could never afford to buy this, right? And I'm in
Right.
sort of the middle of a big, they're building a big infrastructure plan here. Basically Toronto is trying to eat this area basically. And so they got new highways and everything coming through. I got a highway coming in about 900 meters yard. What would that be in yards? Maybe 800 yards south of me. There's going to be a big clover leaf. And so this area was all small farmers at one time. And I
Mhm.
remember because my dad's farm is just a little north of here. And we would come up because we lived in Toronto. We would come up down, drive up this road. It was just basically a little 2-lane road all the way from Toronto up to the farm here. My dad's farm. This is my farm. I bought my own. But I remember as a kid, every one of these farms had every kind of animal. They
Mhm.
had these big, beautiful gambrel roof barns, these 200-year-old barns. And they had cows and they had chickens and they had, pigs and they had ducks and you could stop at any farm and buy a half a pig or buy some chickens or buy some eggs or a
Mhm.
gallon of milk, and that's what we would do. We would drive up, we'd stop at this farm, get some milk, stop at that farm, get some eggs, and eventually I moved up here. But now all these barns that were full of animals, you can't see one with animals anymore. Like
Mhm.
nothing. You might see a couple of cows, and they only do that because they get a tax break on the property tax. So they'll put
Right.
a few cows out in the field, and they say, "Oh, it's a farm now," so they get a tax break. But
Mhm.
otherwise, there's nobody raising animals. And now they're starting to tear these barns down, and it breaks my heart. They come into and they take these massive excavators and just smash them down to nothing and put them in a bin and send them off. I've actually
Mhm.
taken a couple. I have like 2 barns in my yard, just stacked up with the logs, the square beams that were cut with an axe, hand
Mhm.
hewn, made into like really incredible stuff, and people just look at it like it's garbage. It's complete
Mhm.
garbage. It's pretty sad,
Yeah. That's
And
true
if you
everywhere.
think about it, these people, yeah, everywhere, yeah, yeah. And the saddest part for me is thinking about the people that built these barns, because a lot of these barns that were built in your area, I would imagine the same thing. They came into these basically forests with maybe a mule, an axe, and a handsaw, and they cleared the land and they built these beautiful, majestic barns that last for 200-300 years by hand, with a saw and an axe. And it's like the workmanship, just looking at it, the workmanship, the amount of work just makes your mind just it's incredible. And like every time I see them do it, it's literally heartbreaking. But it's the world we live in today, right? Go to Walmart
Everything,
and buy
every,
yeah,
everything here used to be built from the pine forest we had, and now there's none. There isn't a single one left. It's all development, shopping centers,
yeah,
roads, and even the shopping centers, they keep
yeah,
tearing them down and building new ones. Every 20 years, every 30 years, build another one, build another one. That's all they keep doing.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's a virus, really. I mean, I have my farm for sale right now because I'm actually I'm actually considering getting out of Canada. Maybe coming down to Titusville or somewhere, buy a little piece of land down there. Maybe Panama. I was thinking about Panama too because they don't have property tax.
Right.
And
Everybody's been
and the
coming to
people, I
Florida.
think yeah, Florida's good too. There's a more sense of freedom in Florida than most states, like New York. Forget about it. Like New York is just as bad as it is here.
Yeah,
You know.
that's true. But it's a mindset, and the big city mindset always tries to take over, but eventually it's going to go away. When people run out of food, they're not going to be able to do
Yeah.
this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the money collapses or something. Yeah.
Well, that could
Which
be.
I suspect is probably not. Yeah. Which I suspect is not far off. I don't think
It's
we'll
all
make it to. I think we'll make it a 2030, 2031, 2032. I think we're going to have a world financial collapse.
it's all debt based. It's all money out of nothing.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before it
Right.
all falls apart. Once the energy runs out, I think that's when it blows up.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that it's a pre-planned situation. I
Mhm.
mean, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but technically I need to get new conspiracies because all the ones that I had got proven true. So I need new
There
ones.
you go. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore when it actually happens.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But realistically, the only thing that they can keep this game going is if they can find ways to feed people with whatever's available. And what they've been doing, they've been using chemistry and using their technology to try
Right.
to increase the so-called food yield. And then that way they can have more and more population. But eventually that will fail. I mean, first of all, they're going to run out of fertilizer, and then the pesticides don't work anymore. And then the whole system starts to collapse. Then you have wars, and then you
Yeah.
have a mass die off, and then the cycle starts over again.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably what the genetically modified GMO stuff is all about. They're modifying it because the pesticides and the herbicides and the fungicides and it's not working. So they modify the genes of the plants so that they can, change. They can be susceptible to these poisons again or some damn thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. I just these Beyond Meat stuff, eh?
Yep.
If you ever, and people have done the comparison, they've taken the ingredients of like a Beyond Meat or a Seitan meat or whatever. Funny how they name it what it is sometimes, right? Seitan
Yeah.
burger, and you look at the ingredients. The ingredients are like one or two ingredients off of dog food. It's
Yep.
almost identical to dog food.
Mm-hmm.
And man, oh man, if that doesn't open somebody's eyes, I don't know what will. I don't know
That's
what
true.
will.
That's true. I mean, I've heard Sean Baker call it human pet food.
Yeah, it is. It's the ingredients say so. It's like on their own packaging. And
That's
and
right.
dogs, I mean, Yeah, dogs are obviously carnivores, right? But now, in the past, like dogs were fed like whatever the household ate, right? Or scrap meats or bones or whatever. And they lived twice as long as they do today. And now dogs have all the same diseases the humans have.
Mm-hmm.
They get diabetic, they get heart disease, they get cancers, they get why? Because they're eating a grain-based diet, with a little bit of
Mhm.
fat just for the flavor, so that they eat it. And if that doesn't wake people up, I don't know what does.
That's true. You see this comment over
Yep.
here from John Together Strong, and he was asking me if you use my video clips. Yes, you can. He says all the things that he's cured. He also mentions no glasses needed anymore. Do you have to wear glasses or not?
No, I sometimes have to wear them just to read, but my eyes are getting better and better as time goes on.
So you're another one
So
that's
the longer I
improving.
seem to, yeah, my eyes are improving. I was at a stage in like before I went carnivore that, man, I had to use eye drops just to be able to see. Like my eyes were so dry and so, it was so always burning, always like just not right. And now that's pretty well gone. I still sometimes wake up. I mean, you go to sleep, you wake up with, your eyes are not, when you wake up, not 100%. But right away, within a few minutes, my eyes open up, I wash my face, and I'm good to go. But man, I couldn't survive without eye drops prior to
Hmm.
going carnivore. Like my eyes
Wow.
were just dried right out.
That used to happen to my dad as
So,
well.
yeah, yeah, mine too. Yeah, he always had eye drops by the bed
Wow.
because the eyes, they just dry out. You don't get the fat. The fat is what creates all these proper lymphatic fluids, right? Without the proper fat, your body is not able to create the right fluids. It creates inflammatory fluids rather than, the fluids for your eyes, the fluids for your joints, the correct fluids. I don't know exactly what you call them. It's just my theory. I'm not a doctor, but
Mm-hmm.
I suspect that's what it is. The fat helps you create the beneficial fluids in your body. And all this other crap creates the negative fluids, the ones that make you inflamed.
Mm-hmm.
Inflamed. Your body. And it's interesting how they use that word inflame, because as your body's on fire, your body's in
Right.
flames. They always call things what they are, right?
That's right. They're trying to describe it in some way that people can relate to.
Right.
You've got a lot of fans
Right.
on this in this group. I can see that.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
for me, it's.
Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. No, I like seeing all the experiences because every time we get somebody new in here, it just goes to show that our lifestyle is actually beneficial.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, for me, like I said, it's incontrovertible. Just the evidence in my life. You could say it's anecdotal. Fine, it's just me, one person. But I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of people now that are experiencing the same thing. So, I mean, another thing I forgot to mention, before I went carnivore, I've had migraine headaches since I was a little boy, like 12 years old, it started. And when I was a kid, they had me on heavy drugs for these migraine headaches, like
Hmm.
real strong opiates. And they didn't work. They didn't get rid of my headaches. They just made it so I could pass out and sleep, right? But they never got rid of my headaches. And within 6 months or less of going carnivore, I don't get migraines anymore. The
Mm.
most I get sometimes is and my migraines, you could set your clock to them. Like you could literally set your clock to them. I would have a migraine. In my early years, it was once a week. And I would always get, because they would switch a little bit. I would have them like for Wednesdays for whatever, 5-6 months, and then they would switch to Thursdays, and then another 4 or 5 months they would switch to Fridays, and eventually they'd switch to the weekend, and I would get pissed. Damn it, my headache's going to be on the weekend, right? Because and then later on it was every 2 weeks approximately, and just that regular. And if someone would have, and I did every doctor, and my mother took me to hundreds of doctors trying to cure these headaches. And finally, I just had to get used to the fact that I have headaches, and that's it, and just to get used to it. And within like 6 months, my headaches started disappearing, and I don't get them anymore. I think I was saying, like, once in a while, if I don't get enough sleep, I might have what I used to call a pre-migraine. So I would get warned. My body would warn me when I was gonna get a migraine, and I would get like a mini headache, and it would say, "Oh, okay, my headache's coming on," and that's how I would know. So I might get that occasionally, and I notice when I don't get enough sleep, I'll get that pre-migraine, but then it goes away. And damn it, if someone would have said to me in the past, listen, you cut off 3 fingers off one of your hands and we'll get rid of your headaches, I would have took the deal. That's how, that's how bad they were. And just going carnivore, they're gone. Like, it's mind blowing to me. Mind blowing. And there's a lot of people that have gone carnivore that have had the same experience with migraine headaches. And the migraine headache industry is in the medical field is massive. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the headache industry, right? So if people got rid of their migraines and their headaches, I think the system would half collapse, the medical system.
Well, that's one thing I had when I was a kid. I used to get a lot of headaches, and when I went plant-based, I got a lot of headaches too. But I don't get them now unless I'm catching the flu. And you won't find any aspirin or anything in my medicine cabinet. You find cobwebs and a bunch of old stuff that's probably 40 years old.
Yeah, I heard you saying earlier it's a museum.
It's a museum. That's what it is. There's nothing in there that's usable that I know of.
Yeah, if you're healthy, why would you need all these petroleum-based medications?
Exactly.
If your body's functioning properly, I don't know. It's like, if you have headaches, it's not because your body's deficient in aspirin or Tylenol or, ibuprofen. You don't have a Tylenol deficiency. There's something else going on.
Right.
But the medical system doesn't work that way. It's just designed to deal with symptoms. That's why they don't study diet at all. Like a doctor will go to a university for 10 years, 15 years, whatever it is, to be a doctor, and maybe take 1 week of nutrition class.
Mm-hmm.
That's, again, backwards, upside down world.
Yeah. But again, it's not about really getting to the root of the problem. It's just about treatment. What can we do to make somebody feel temporarily better and get paid? And that's good. My cat is over here attacking my feet.
Right.
What are you doing? Milton, come on. Milton. Milton, you're a menace. He's always after me. I think he's just hungry. That's what it is. Yeah, we've got a lot of questions here asking about your story. I guess this is the first time that you've appeared on anyone's channel.
No, I used to go on a channel that was more geared towards the idea of rights, freedoms, spiritual principles, and he doesn't come on much anymore, but it was Paul Enslaved or Proper Instruction, Motivated Peace. I used to go on that a lot, but like I said, he doesn't come up much anymore, so
okay.
Yeah.
But in the carnivore space...
So I've been on a few streams.
Right.
Yeah, in the carnivore space, yeah, I think you're the first. No, I've never been on anything in the carnivore space. You're probably the first one. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I mean, there's a lot of these carnivores. I mean, they're great and all. Don't get me wrong, but it seems to get a little too commercialized at some point, and I I can't. Yeah, I just don't. When they start selling the whatever selling stuff, I start to lose interest. I like people like you that are real people that have a story, that are not connected to any sort of monetary interests. That's what I like, right? This is old YouTube kind of thing with live streaming. Like
Right.
I started watching YouTube maybe right around the time it was created. I think it was created in like 2004 or 5, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I started watching within the first year or two that it was created. And back then YouTube was just people like you, people like me, average people doing average things, putting their story out. And that's when YouTube was really YouTube, right? I don't know how long you've been watching it, but now it's
I
become so.
I started
Sorry,
my channel in
there's definitely
2007.
a lag.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, so you've been for a long time too. Okay.
long time. I remember when 100 meg
Yeah.
was the limit for the video.
Wow. Wow.
Milton, come here, Milton. Oh, Milton. Ow, Milton. Milton is a menace.
I've never, I've never, I've never had a channel or anything myself. Uh, I mean, my daughter has a pretty fair sized YouTube channel. She's got like 120,000 subscribers. She does the van life, camping. She does a lot of building videos too. Like she'll buy like an old. They kind of a little bit take after me, my kids. She'll buy like an old camper trailer, an RV that needs work, and she'll the last one she did, she paid like 3 or 4 grand for it, completely renovated it, made it 100% leak proof, fixed anything that was damaged, put new kitchen, made it brand new, and then sold it for $15,000. And she puts that all on her channel, right?
Right.
And she's doing pretty good. She's got like 120,000 subscribers.
That's good. I don't even have
She always
4,000
tells me,
yet.
Dad. Yeah, well, I think when you're a good-looking girl, that helps. Although she doesn't play it up much. Yeah, she doesn't play it up much. She's, I think the only videos that she has where, she might have a couple of videos where she goes to the beach, and so she's got a bikini on. So, yeah, she might. That's gonna pull because YouTube's all men basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they see a good-looking girl, they're gonna click, right?
Right.
But I think they stick with her because her following is really, really loyal. And I think that's not because she's a woman, but because of what she does. She does a lot of practical stuff, and she shows all her failures, which is people love. Right? She doesn't edit them out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she bought this past summer she bought like these what do you call them? They go into like an RV park, but they're like a house. I guess they call them park models. So they got like a roof. Like they don't look like an RV. They look like a little house, and it's
Mhm.
pretty big. It's like 40 feet long by 12 feet, and it's what they call here a 3-season house or park model. I guess is the real name we use here, and so it's not for winter, right? Because our winters get pretty bad. So she bought it, and she's gonna. It got it really cheap. It needs work, and she's gonna completely gut it out, put all extra insulation, add some layers, and turn it into a 4-season little house, basically like a tiny house, pretty big tiny house, and she'll put all that work on her channel, right? And she'll
Right.
and people like that kind of stuff. She'll show what her successes, she'll show her failures, and the end product, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. I think people do like the
Yeah,
content. I'm sure they like the girls more than us guys. That's for sure. So, but there are some pretty popular
yes,
YouTubers out
yes.
there. They were asking about your channel, but I guess you don't put YouTube videos. So,
I don't even know I have a channel because I have to have it in order to save other channels. I think you have to have a channel to
right.
subscribe. So I have a channel, and I think I have a couple of videos out there on it. I don't, not much, like a couple of videos of my cows or so. I don't even know what my channel is. I think it's just Lubas something, whatever
Hmm.
it shows on screen here.
Okay.
Uh, it's just Lubas is kind of a weird name, but it's basically the first three letters of my first name and my first three letters of my last name put together.
There you go.
They just made a word that sounds kind of weird. But I was gonna change it, but then I said, screw it. I like it. It sounds good.
Yeah.
So I kept it.
So you've had a name for what, 18 years or more, or just recently?
No, probably I've had my channel like in order to subscribe. No, yeah, probably that long. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, or at least 15. I probably
Mhm.
went 4 or 5 years in the beginning not knowing how to really, because I never was into computers. I got into computers literally by accident, and someone showed me a YouTube video, and I thought it was cool. And it was in the beginning, I was more into like alternative energies, and I was following a
I
lot
was
of
in that too.
um, yeah, like wood gas and hydrogen and methane and
I
all
had a
this
truck
kind of
powered by
stuff.
wood gas.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I built one too, like a small scale one, and I ran a generator on it, but I never put it online. Like, but I
I
proved the
had a
concept, right?
I had a Dodge truck. It was powered by wood gas.
Yeah, I always was very interested in that kind of stuff.
I used
I always
biogas for
thought if I
cooking.
ever, yeah, biogas, absolutely, yeah. I always thought that of if I was going to build a truck to run on those types of fuels, I would create a system where you could combine wood gas, or it's technically called syngas, where you could combine syngas, hydrogen gas or HHO, and methane, and compress those three gases together at a whatever ratio, and use them as a like you could fill up 2, 3, 4 tanks, have them in the back of the truck, and actually go for so many miles, and when you're done, you just switch the tank over, kind of thing. That was always an idea I had in my mind. And I don't know if
Yeah.
you ever saw, there's a channel called I don't know what channel it was, but it was about a story about this guy in France. I believe his name was Jean Pain. Have you ever, if you ever look it up, there's some old videos, like really grainy stuff, and he ran basically his whole property on methane,
Hmm.
and he used the wood chips as the source of methane and the source of heat. So
Hmm.
he would use he would make these giant piles of um, wood chips, and in the center he'd have like a big barrel, a steel barrel filled with rotten old leaves and wood chips, and that would create the gas. And he had a tank on his truck that he drove his truck with gas. He cooked with the methane gas. He did all of his, and he heated his house. And inside the pile, he would run coils of PVC pipe, and that would run hot water into his house and into his floors, and his whole system was all just based off these wood chips, which was
Hmm.
incredible, really. And in the meantime, he kept this property less of a fire risk. right? Because they had a lot of fires in France in that area because of wildfires. So he'd clean up his forests and take all those wood chips, chip them, and use them for energy. Like, it's a beautiful story, really. You could probably find it if you just look up the story of John Payne.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of stuff I used to love on YouTube. It's getting harder and harder to find. I mean, not really, but like I said, YouTube is becoming kind of more commercial, kind of
Yeah.
more like a yeah. It seems that they push any channel that just has more of a mainstream media feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where people are they're not being real. Like, you're real. That's why I follow your channel. Like, I could tell you're a real person, you're a real human. You know, I could, shake hands with you and have a good conversation. How am I going to have a conversation with these, what are they called? What's the guy that fought Mike Tyson? I always forget their names. Those guys, whatever, these multi-millions of people channels, and they're making multi-millions of dollars. They're not real people. I mean, they may be real, but they're not someone that anyone can relate to. It's just all media bullshit crap.
Milton, stop
Stuff
it.
like your channel. Milton's trying to kill you.
Oh, he attacked me. He's playing with the cord. Now he's chewing on it. Milton, stop that. He's just hungry. He wants food, and he's going to get my attention.
Throw him a nice duck leg.
There you
Sure,
go.
he'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like these internet people, stop it. I'm going to have to put a towel over him and grab him. Milton, no. That's what happens when your cat's a carnivore. He's a killer. Oh, Black Menace. Yeah, you got that, was it Logan Paul or that other nonsense on YouTube? Those personalities.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
I tell everybody I'm not going to watch anyone I can't meet. I say that over and over again. That's my theory.
Yes. I'm exactly the same way. I'm not interested in watching people that I don't think that if I wanted to, that we could arrange a meeting and say hello, have a coffee, whatever. If I can't feel that with somebody on YouTube, I'm not interested. I mean, unless there's some information that I'm after, I might watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not into the whole Logan Pauls and Jake Pauls and PewDiePies and.
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame
Mr.
them.
Beast
They're making
whatever.
millions of dollars.
I've
Mr.
never even
Beast,
watched any
another
of
one.
those channels. It's funny. I
had never have either. I've never clicked on one to see even what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
I have no interest in even clicking on it.
I don't blame you. What in the world?
Yeah,
What?
it's just if the cat doesn't watch out, he might become dinner. No,
Well, we don't eat carnivores here, but I'll tell you, I'm gonna have to give him some food.
I'm
Or
just kidding.
He's running like a maniac. This cat
I'm
is.
just kidding.
He's super wound up. He won't stop. Yeah, somebody found your channel. I found your channel also. We got a lot of comments coming in here. Got a lot of interest. Snacks
yeah.
or steak
I haven't
pie.
even looked at my channel. I haven't even looked at what I got on my channel. I probably got a bunch of dumbassery. I don't even know.
Oh, my friend Lewis here. Who is this
What have I
guy?
got
Well,
on there? Oh yeah, all I've got is like stuff from my farm, me cutting meat.
there's his channel.
I think I put a short. Yeah, I got something from building a. I haven't put anything on there in a long time, but it's all stuff from my farm, basically.
Right.
and build it. I got a picture of a tiny house, a little short video, because I build tiny houses also, right?
That's good.
That's why I saved. Yeah, and I basically all with reclaimed stuff, like
Hmm.
nothing. I mean, what do you buy? You buy screws. I mean, and even sometimes not even that. I'll look online on Facebook sometimes and find somebody that's just got a pile of screws. Their father died and they just want to get rid of them. I'll go pick them up for $10 and I got screws for the next 2 years, and nails
I
and whatever else, right?
I got a bunch of nails like that. I got boxes of nails. I've had people give me buckets of
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
rusted
No,
nails that I've cleaned, and I
yeah.
got a lot of
Yeah.
that.
Me too. Yeah.
Screws,
Yeah.
carriage bolts, all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. Hydraulic fittings.
Yeah. I
get
do the
those
same
nailed.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Every piece of equipment I have was somebody's
I think
junk.
there's. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Well, that's why I enjoy your channel. You're a lot like me. That I can tell you're a lot like me.
That's good. When you're real, it's like Jonathan was saying here, Rick and I are as real as they come, and that is very true. You're not going to get anything fake over here.
Yeah.
Thomas will want to reach out. Who makes it? Yeah. See, he's got a lot to say. He's a lot like me. So I can see, we're always looking for new people on the carnivore lifestyle. Huh.
Yeah, absolutely. I do you go live? I don't really get on much anymore lately because I'm just so busy. But do you go live like on a certain time? Like, do you have like every Saturday, let's say, or every second Saturday? Is that
Every Saturday,
that what you
starting at
do?
8 till about 1 or 2 or whenever. I start at 8 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I
cool.
also join in other groups. So like tomorrow, you can see George over here and John, a couple others, Juliet. They get together and I'm going with them. And then there's Russ on Tuesday night. I pop in different live streams at different times, but my regular one is Saturday at 8 a.m.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know.
They're asking you how you can get them to get you for an interview.
I mean, I could do that, I guess. I mean, I'm not. No one's ever been interested in interviewing me, but whatever. I guess I could. I mean, I think my email might be on my channel. I don't know.
Well, obviously, you got a lot going for you because you're like me. You're the survivor, and you build things and you scavenge like
Yeah.
I do. And then you look younger than
Yeah.
your age. You're healthy. You have a story of healing. So I would see you'd be very popular. There's several carnivore channels that love to interview. I'm sure you've seen like Dave Mack
Yeah.
interview channel, and you see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Dr. Kiltz,
yeah, yeah.
Dr. Kiltz
Yeah.
Mighty
Yeah.
Tribe. There's several groups.
Right. Yeah, my daughter keeps busting my ass to go start a YouTube channel. I just don't know if I have the. I don't know. What scares me is all the editing stuff because I watch her like she spends hours just
Mhm.
editing all her clips together. Because she might have a video that right now actually she's in Georgia. She actually met a guy that seems pretty nice. She's the last of my children that isn't married, and so she might have a video that starts in Georgia and ends in British Columbia or some, and so she's gonna edit all this stuff together, and it's a lot of commitment. I mean, it's time. I mean,
Mhm.
to make it, to make it blend together in some sort of seamless fashion that tells a story. I don't know if I have that in me. That's the only thing. I might be like somebody that might just, if I did get more serious, I'd probably just put up shorts or something. I don't know.
Yeah. See, you got questions. Does he dye his beard? No, he doesn't.
No. I mean, I don't know if I could put it close to my camera. You could see there is some white in there. If I dyed it, there would be no white. I don't know how I can get it close to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see it. There is some white in there, but it's
Yeah.
not, you know, a lot of people always say that, oh, he's dyeing his beard. He's not 62. I don't dye my beard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See.
Or
No,
that I got fake. Everybody says, oh, he's got fake teeth. Well, my teeth are all mine, but because my mother did not get enough carnivore foods into her, I was born with one missing lateral. One of my laterals did not ever grow as from a
mm,
child, and one of my other laterals was a peg tooth.
mm.
And then I had
Wow.
a big diastema in the center. I had a big diastema in the center. So what I have is veneers.
Mm.
And so people think they're fake. Technically, I guess they are, but they're not like
Right.
dentures or anything. Everybody thinks I got dentures because my teeth look nice, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's because my mother didn't eat enough carnivore foods, and that's what happens. That's the big sign of not of having an unhealthy diet is teeth. Teeth is one of the most important things. Like you don't see animals in the wild with bad teeth because it's a death sentence for
Mm-hmm.
them, right? Like if a lion has his teeth are rotting, he'd be dead pretty quick,
That's
or
right.
a wolf or a cow for that matter. You don't see cows because they're eating their natural diet, right? They have chemicals in their stomach and they have more than one stomach in order to handle all the toxins that are in these plants. So
Mm-hmm.
they ferment the toxins out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and mostly people have crowded teeth today where they got too many teeth in their mouth or the arch of their mouth is so small that their teeth don't fit in there properly,
That's what I
right?
got.
And that's from a lack of animal. Yeah, that's a lack of animal fats. That's what it creates. Either like yours where they're crowded or like mine where there's missing and malformed teeth. So I had, like
Mm-hmm.
I said, one missing and one malformed, and a big space, which was I never smiled as a kid because I was always embarrassed of my big space in the middle of my teeth, right? And people used to make fun of me over it, right? So when
I
I
think
got
the
it done, it was
mhm.
like,
I think the reason
yeah,
why the
sorry, go
top
ahead.
teeth, my bottom and top were both crooked, but the top one straightened out because they were still growing when I switched to the carnivore diet. The bottom ones had already come in. But when I was
Ah,
15 and I went carnivore, the top ones they straightened out. You can see they are definitely straighter than the bottom.
right, right. Yeah, that's a very common thing, teeth problems. I mean, you must know about Dr. Weston Price,
Weston
right?
Price. Yes.
And yeah, and his studies, which is, I mean, so well documented. He went all over the world looking at indigenous communities, and he used to call it the foods of commerce. And he would say, and he showed many incidences of even in the same family where someone was eating their natural ancestral diet, which was mostly meat. They had perfect jaws, perfect arches, perfect teeth. They didn't have to brush. And then their brother might be heavily into the what he called foods of commerce, which were grains and all these plant foods, with completely crowded or rotten or missing teeth, and could be literally brothers, and it happens. So it happens within a generation. Oh, there. Now I could see the chat. I put it on my TV. I couldn't see it on my phone. I'm not very computer literate either. That's a problem. Yes, I'm from Canada, Mr. Ricky Lee. Oh yeah, I used to have the bleeding gums myself, really bad, like really bad. And the breath. There's a certain smell in your breath when you have bad gums and bad teeth. You have my daughter's a dental. One of my daughters. I have 3 daughters and a son. One of them is a dental hygienist, and she used to say that she can tell by my breath whether my teeth are good or not. And she says that's completely gone now. No more bleeding gums. Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Carnivore Muscle. What do? You do editing. Sorry, I'm reading your chat. What? Sorry, what's your name? Your channel's Charger Morpa, but I don't think I know your name. Are you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
You're muted.
Hello.
Now I can. Yeah, you must have been muted.
Oh, okay. No, my name is
Yes,
Rick.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, Rick. Okay, right. I forget names real quick anyway, but I forget my own sometimes. But yeah, I think I knew that your name was Rick. It just wasn't coming into my head.
Mm-hmm. And there's a few Ricks
But
in here, but
yeah, someone was
I'm
saying they would
crazy.
help. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that carnivore? Somebody was saying they would help with videos. I was going to ask them, is that because now that's the kind of a thing where people do editing for people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah,
some people do a lot of editing. I'm one of the ones that don't edit, but most YouTube videos are
Right.
quite well edited.
right. Well, I mean, even just stringing the videos together in a, in a way that makes sense and tells a story, even if you're not editing the clips, because if you're doing a video a month or a video a week, you've got X amount of clips involved that you need to string them together to tell a story and be somewhat coherent and cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Even that alone, even if you're not changing the videos very much, you're just stringing them together, I mean, I guess is a bit of an art in itself.
That's
There's a
true.
channel I watch. I think it's he's a hunter in New Zealand. James, what's his last name? James something, I forget now. And he's a fisherman hunter in New Zealand, and basically all he does is he takes all his raw clips and strings them together one after another. So you can go from one clip where he's in the mountains to the next clip where he's on the water to the next clip, and he doesn't change them. He just literally puts them together. And it can get a little chaotic to get what's happening sometimes, but it's also interesting too. He's got a pretty good following.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might be an easier way to do it.
Yeah.
Is just string them together and forget about making it into a story. Just put them together and put them out. I could see doing that easier.
Well, the thing is, you've just in what you've done, which is just a live stream, you've already got a fan base. You have people here that are very interested in video, including me, because I always like seeing the down-to-earth carnivores. You got people out there that, like you said, sell products. Yeah. They're selling electrolyte powders. They're selling overpriced soaps. They're selling, I don't know, programs. And that's fine. But I'm not interested in that. I'm like you. I've been doing this for a long time, and I know all the ways, to live this lifestyle. My biggest problem is sourcing the food because I don't live on the farm yet, but I will eventually. So that's what I'm interested in. And you can see, like Jonathan, Carnivore Muscle, he's the one that has this channel, and he does the live streams here on StreamYard, and he says he would give you a hand with
Okay.
your channel and videos. So you must have impressed Jonathan as well.
Right. That's I.
Which is good.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he was mentioning that. Yeah. I mean, it's a consideration. I mean, yeah, you'd have to add, like, I mean, I have a fairly busy life where, I raise my own animals, I butcher my own animals, I build shit. So I would have to find a way to incorporate the actual filming of all this stuff, right? Which is another, it's difficult just doing that.
Mhm.
Setting up the video, I mean, it's even that alone is not very easy. Just remembering to take the camera out and videoing what you're doing
Right.
is, because I get
trying
into
to
what
make-
I'm doing. Yeah.
That's what I have. And sometimes it doesn't work. You try to record something, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So that alone is a difficult thing to achieve in a way that people would like to watch, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And, it's important because a lot of times people don't really know what's possible. They're just thinking about what they've been told. People feel like a failure because they follow the system. Things don't work for them, and they feel like it's their own fault. And what they don't realize is that they've been brainwashed, they've been lied to, they've been conditioned, they've been domesticated in such a way so that they can support the system. The people that are above them, the ones that benefit from their suffering, and they don't see it. They just can't get out of the little box that they're in. They don't realize that with the few changes here and there, their life can improve tremendously. And that's why we like examples like yours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I took it all the way. Like I've always been the kind of person that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all the way out. And I'm going to do it. Like whatever it might be. I'm going to take it and do it, And so that's what I did with the carnivore diet. And I can't even be, like there's no way I could go back now. Like I'm Italian. You think I don't like pizza and pasta? But to me now it looks like poison.
It is.
It
I
literally
can't even eat that stuff.
It looks like no.
If I eat that stuff, it gives me diarrhea bad.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
But
yeah,
that doesn't
it's
mean
not the same anymore.
No. That the thing is, why would you want to eat pasta and pizza when you can have a steak? A steak is a lot less work,
Right.
and it's much tastier.
Yeah. And it has an off switch. See, I never had an off switch. Like I could eat pizza. I'll freaking eat the whole damn pizza. The next minute, if there's another one, I'll eat the other one too. I never had an off switch.
That's a good
it was
point.
like, I couldn't eat like, 5, 10, 15 crackers. I had to eat the whole box. It's like
Wow.
there was no off switch with that stuff. I was like, but with meat, no matter what meat it is, beef, pork, whatever, you can't eat past the point where you're full. You just can't. Your body says, I've had enough. It doesn't taste good anymore. You almost can't physically swallow it once you've reached the point where you've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's why they have these restaurants where they I don't know if they still have them. They used to have them, eat this 90-ounce steak and you get it for free. Because they
Right.
know most people can't physically put that meat down once they reach a certain point. So they know they're going to have to pay for it. They might
Right.
find one guy, in a blue
This
moon
one.
that can do it.
Like me.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying, like, most people just, myself included, like, I can eat meat up until it changes, like something changes in my head and it just doesn't taste good anymore. It starts to
That's what
taste less and less good and then it
that's,
stops. That's
that's what
it.
Dr. Chafee always says.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's true for me. For me, it's true because not that I was an overeater, because sometimes I would eat, like I wouldn't eat, like I would, not eat for. But then I get pizza or I get pasta, and I don't stop. I wouldn't stop, right? I would just keep going, keep going, keep going, and yeah, it was a destruction.
You see this comment here about the soap?
Sorry, I'm kind of way back here.
Oh, okay.
No, what? Just tell me, because
It's Peter Papa Carnivore
anytime
says,
yes.
I don't have bad breath anymore. I don't have VO. Only use natural large soap on my body and hair. Don't need shampoo or deodorant.
Me too.
Has that been
Me
your
too.
experience as well?
I use beef tallow soap. I do not use underarm deodorant anymore. I don't need it. Even when I'm sweating, it doesn't stink like it used to. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you might get a little smell if you're working outside all day and it's hot and
Right.
you at the end of the day you're going to have a little bit of armpit smell, but it's
Right.
not like it was. And if I didn't use underarm deodorant in the past, I would have stunk up the whole house, just with a little bit of sweating. And that's gone, right? That's gone. No, not shampoo. I don't need much. I got no hair, but that's all I use is beef tallow soap that a friend of mine makes. She adds a little bit of mint, like just natural mint from the garden, and so it has a little bit of a minty smell, and that's it. That's it. That's all I use for everything.
I
Even
am
my
the same.
dishes now.
I make my own soap as well. I use wood ashes and I use lard or tallow, and I've done that for years. And like Peter says, I don't use a deodorant either, and I do sweat a lot. But
Yeah.
I find if I'm indoors and I'm in the air conditioning, I'm not going to smell like anything. If the weather's cool, if I'm outside, I will. But a lot of times I'll either go without a shirt or use the one with the sleeves cut off, and that really helps a lot to keep the moisture from building up, and then it really doesn't smell bad like anything. So I experience the same thing.
If I could answer Sandibly, I guess
Sandy Blythe?
Sandibly. I'm basically Sandy Blythe. Yes, I'm 6 foot tall. Probably, I don't really weigh myself. I weighed myself when I first started carnivore, and I was 220 pounds, and I lost maybe in the first 6 months. I lost at least 60 pounds. And today I'm probably around 160, 155, 165, if I had to guess, but I haven't weighed myself recently or since then.
That's
To answer your question.
That's pretty impressive. I'm 6'6", 200 pounds.
Yeah, you're taller. Yeah, you're taller. Yeah. I'm 6 foot. I'm just at the cusp. Let's just say maybe I might be 5'11" and 7/8.
But that's good. You're a good weight. You're not overweight, and you seem to be healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not
Well,
sickly and
definitely. I
skinny.
mean, I couldn't wear my old pants today. It'd be like, for a while I was wearing, I kept my old pants when I first, first 6-8 months, until my daughter said, "Dad, you look like you're wearing curtains. Get some new pants." So I had to get new pants and shit. Yeah, and they were tight before,
Mhm.
like tight, almost where I couldn't button them. I had to just use my belt to keep them together,
I know I've been wearing the same pants since I was in my 20s, the same size. And I had some old pants from when I was in college, and I figured, do they still fit? They still fit fine.
Wow.
You can go your whole life without ever getting overweight if you eat the carnivore diet.
Yes. That's the one thing I even tell, because there's people that can't gain weight, right? They're very skinny, and it seems to work the opposite for them. They will gain weight. Like somebody that just never is always having a hard time to gain weight and they go carnivore, they will start to bring their body will come up. And you were like that?
I'm still like that. I can't gain weight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the opposite. If I eat any crap, man, it'll go right to my belly. Right to my belly.
Well, that's the one thing. I don't really
I
have a
just
belly.
did-
It's just kind of flat.
Yeah, and mine is now too. I'm pretty flat now, but I just did a fast, a 7-day fast. First time I ever did it.
Oh,
I've been trying to fast for a while, and I could never get past the second day. And then this time, about I don't know, 2 weeks ago, just before I killed the pigs, I said I'm gonna fast because I know when I kill these pigs, I'm gonna be eating like a pig. And so I said, screw it, I'm doing it. And I pushed through that first 3 days, and man, I could have went another, I don't know, X amount of days, because once I passed that third day, I felt it was amazing. I had more energy than I could even ask for, that I can use. And I went 7 days only because I promised myself I'm going to do 7 days. And so on the 7th day, I had killed the pigs on the 6th day, and on the 7th day I made my first sausages. I had to taste them for the salt level, so I just ate a smack load of sausage meat on the 7th day. But that was not because I wanted to lose weight. I think it's better for your. I think that's how we're supposed to be. Like humans on the savannah or in the Arctic or wherever the hell we were would have had a kill, let's say, and gorge themselves, and then basically just sleep until the meat was gone, and then they would have to fast until they had another kill. And so I think that's probably our best way of eating, where we gorge and fast, but on the right food, obviously meat, right?
that's the thing. And I see. Look at this comment. George says I had no off switch with Pringles and Lay's potato chips. They even put on the bag. Bet you can't eat just one. And I think that's pretty
Right.
obvious what they're trying to do.
Yes, exactly. They have to tell you, these people, the people that are pulling the strings, they believe in the idea of, if they tell you what they're doing to you, then they have no karmic retribution. They don't have to pay a price for it because they've told you. So even if they want to, unalive you, as long as they tell you and you do nothing about it, then they're not guilty for unaliving you.
Mm-hmm.
So they tell you, yeah, that you can't eat just one, of course.
Yep. That's
Of
right.
course.
But I was the one kid that thought, well, I hate them, so I bet I can eat just one because I can't stand the stupid things. I hate potato chips and corn chips and all the other Cheetos and all that crap. It looked nasty to me. Cheetos look like orange cat poop to me. They just, none of that stuff seemed appealing.
Well, you're yeah, you are one of, I guess, the originals, because that was never my situation. I wanted to eat everything that was garbage, not knowing any better.
My biggest addiction as a kid
And I had
was meat, any kind of meat.
strangely enough, I was that way too. I always loved meat. I remember when we were young, we wouldn't eat steak a lot, but when we did, the whole family would eat steak. I would eat everybody's fat because they
Mhm.
would cut it off. Oh, you can't eat. Oh, my mother would. Oh, you can't eat all that fat. But this is the part I like. I like
Yeah.
the fat, right? And then, but slowly, the brainwashing starts to click it. Oh, that's bad for you. Don't eat fat. Oh, that's no good. Don't eat beef. Beef. Oh, it's going to give you heart disease. Oh, it's going to, so slowly, I got brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Yeah,
started
it's
to
going to
believe.
give you a heart attack.
Yeah, it's going to give you a heart attack. And it's funny. I always tell the story that my family history, they came from Italy around the wartime because my grandfather was the first of all the brothers. He had like 8 or 9 brothers, 7, 8, whatever brothers, and sisters, and he didn't want to fight for Mussolini, so he came to Canada, and then eventually brought all his brothers and sisters here. And when he came, he brought his mother and father, and his mother and father died here at 101 or 101 or 102, and like in their hundreds anyway. I don't know exactly. I don't remember exactly what age. And my great grandmother literally smoked cigars from when she was a kid, because when she was young she got a job in a cigar factory and she got the habit of smoking cigars. So she came here with seeds in her pocket to grow her own tobacco. She didn't buy cigars, she grew her own tobacco and she made them. But one thing that they did is they ate everything with lard, sausages, prosciutto, capigolo. That was every day. A big hunk of prosciutto, a big hunk of capigolo or sausages with a big piece of cheese and a little piece of bread for lunch, let's say. At night, they might eat some pasta, but not every day. Like people think Italians eat pasta every day. Pasta was a 1 day a week thing, right? The rest of the week, it was some type of meat and a little bit of vegetables, on the grill or something like that, or made like a stir fry type thing, and that's how they ate, or eggs with a little bit of tomato sauce in the morning, scrambled eggs with tomato sauce and all this kind of stuff. And they lived to 100 years. Then my grandfather, they died. Well, my one, he liked to drink a little too much, so he died younger. But all the rest all died in their 90s, early 90s, because they started eating the crap of, like Weston Price called, of commerce, right? They stopped eating all the lard and all this stuff, and then vegetable oil. Then my father, all the vegetable oils came in, and you can't eat that lard, throw out the lard, and he died at 86. So you could see the progression of longevity go down just in my family.
That's pretty drastic.
Just in my family alone. Within 3 generations, I would have probably died at 75 had I not changed.
Well, now you're 62 and feeling like,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, I'm way back on this chat thing again.
It goes pretty fast. When you got somebody like you in there they're interested in, it goes pretty fast.
Well, I appreciate it. Yes, that's true. They don't spray glyphosate. It's illegal in Italy. Glyphosate is not allowed. I think there's a couple other. I'm not sure. Portugal has made it illegal as well, or possibly Spain, or I think there's more than one country in Europe.
With animal agriculture, glyphosate is completely unnecessary. It doesn't do anything.
Right.
If you're going to be raising cattle or sheep or pigs or whatever, it's not even needed. It's a detriment.
Right.
The only thing that they have is like along the fences. A lot of the farmers, they would spray along the fences to kill the weeds, but it's better if you do it. I mean, you can use you could use a weed eater, but if you have a bigger place, you just put a mower on the front of the Bobcat and then get up around it, and you can mow all that down pretty easily.
Well, now, did you see there's people that have literal whole businesses where they have herds of goats, and they take them on trailer, and somebody wants like an area cleaned up. They bring 50 or or 100 goats, and they put an electric wire around the area that they want, and they just put the goats on it. And the
Yep.
goats turn it into like a garden. They clean it perfectly. And
Mhm.
so that option, you have land that you want to keep something clean.
Yeah, they have
Once
rent-a-goat services I've seen, and they
Right.
put up a temporary fence and drop the goats off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's pretty easy. You could train any animal to respect an electric fence, even just one wire. That's my cows. Right now, I sold my cows because I'm trying to actually sell this place. But you could train any animal to just stay in an area with just one wire of electric fence, and once they're
Mhm.
trained, they're go out of it. They'll respect it, even if it's off. They'll respect it, unless they have no food. When they get to a point where they don't have enough food in that
Mhm.
area, that's when they'll pressure the fence and try to get
Right.
out. But if they're not going to, it's very easy to control them in an area and eliminate all the weeds, all the shrubs. They'll take it down to nothing. Goats are not
Mhm.
grazers; they're browsers. So they eat
The other thing about
or above.
animals is animals don't just mulch, they compost as they work.
That's right. Right. I mean, in the natives, they used to burn down entire forests
Mhm.
for the buffalo. Right. They
Yep.
would literally start to burn down tens of thousands of acres so that it would open it up for grass. The
Mhm.
buffalo had grazing, and now it's like, oh, no, grass is more important than trees. You know,
Mhm.
another thing people don't know is that prior to the extinction of like the mastodons and the mammoths, they were all over North America, and what they ate was spruce and pine. So people don't realize that these forests were managed by mastodons, and they would come completely decimate the spruce forest, leave it behind. Behind them would come all the grazers, the buffalo, the deer, the elk. They would come behind the mastodon, decimate the forest, eat it all down to grass behind, and then that would be grass for other animals, birds, rabbits, everything. Those animals are gone. So, and now people are just growing more and more trees. Let's forest everything. Nothing grows under a forest.
Mhm.
Like, you know, where all the animals are. No, the animals are on the peripheries of the forest where there's still grass and shrubs. Inside the forest, there's canopy. There's a lot of interesting facts. The idea of or good or bad. Again,
Your internet connection must be breaking up. It seems like you're losing the audio.
oh, I'm sorry. It might be because my phone is getting really warm. It might be that.
Oh, it could be. I mean, it could be running out of power.
I still got power, but it gets
Okay.
warm for some reason when I'm on a live stream. But
Well,
I
it's
got to get
because-
going anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm really glad that you dropped into the live stream. You know, I think you're going to be one of the latest carnivore topics in our groups because you know, you got a lot in common with me, which is pretty amazing. And I like that. That's what I want to see. Hopefully I'll get to meet you in person
Yeah, that's
someday.
That's why I was really happy when I found your channel, because there's not a lot of people like that anymore that are actually, like you said, survivors. Like, you know, you get people that are, you know, this whole prepping thing.
Mhm.
I mean, I believe that prepping personally, it's not about, you know, putting a 45 gallon drum of rice and beans. That might get you killed if the situation, you know, if the lights went out, right? But what will keep you alive in my opinion, is knowledge. So if you're able to kill a pig, skin it, make sausages, cure meats, handle meats, know what to do with them, know how to create a situation where they can be long-term stored, that's going to keep you alive, that knowledge, right? Because when the
Yeah.
hordes come to, I don't think the power's going out anytime soon, because their AI god needs power, right? So
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen, but they might limit it in certain areas in order to create some kind of chaos. And
Mhm.
it's your knowledge and your ability to acquire food and to recognize food, even, is what'll keep you alive. Not
Mhm.
stashing, 500 pounds of rice and beans. Somebody might come and kill you for those rice and beans. It's
Well,
actually
not only that,
detrimental to have all these.
rice and beans are a low quality survival food, and they can go bad very quickly. I know several people that have
Right.
tried to store large amounts of food, and then when they open it up, it's all turned to basically mold. It just doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
The only way to have long-term
Right.
food is to have living food, food that you can
Right.
breed, food that you can plant. That's the only way you can do it. When you store food,
Only
you're going
way.
to lose value. You have to have living, ready food. And
Right.
believe me, if
Right.
the earth ever comes to the point where there's no animals out there, we're done. There's nothing that's going to save
Yeah.
us. If there's no fish in the water, there's no birds in the air, there's no animals grazing, we're done. Period.
Done. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's a big conversation, but maybe that's part of the cycle, right? Where
Yeah.
we, like you were saying earlier, it's a cycle where, the deterioration, the overpopulation, the degradation, and then a big die off, and then it all starts
Mhm.
over again. I mean, maybe
Right.
that's what it's going to be. I don't know.
That's right.
But I
But
know one thing. I know one
Yeah.
thing for sure. If the lights went out tomorrow, every single vegan that survives will be hunting.
Yep.
Every single one that survives. They'll eat their pets first,
Yep.
right? They might eat their neighbors second. And then
Mhm.
when there's no more neighbors left to eat, they're going to eat, they're going to hunt and go revert back to their hunter-gatherer nature. If there's some berries or some mangoes, they might eat those if they're available, but they're not always
Mhm.
available. They're seasonal. Like when you have a
Right.
mango tree, it's going to fruit once a year for what? 3-4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Yeah. What do you eat the rest of the year? Well, you got a month worth of mangoes. What do you eat for 11 months? You got to go out and hunt.
That's right.
Okay,
Well, I
buddy.
mean, if you live,
I really.
if you
Sorry.
live in a tropical climate, you'll have some fruit year round, but it won't be the same. But yes, if you don't
Right.
eat animals, you're going to have a big problem, because when trying to fast when you're eating plant material is not going to work. You're going to be a disaster. Your blood sugar is going to be all over the place. But if you're eating meat and
Yeah.
you're storing all that good animal fat and protein, you can go a few days without eating and you'll be fine.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, but also you have to recognize that even in a tropical country, a lot of these plants and fruits are actual poison. Like
Yeah.
you can't eat them, right?
Mhm.
Like I watched this program, this video, a channel. This guy goes across Africa. He's going across on a bicycle, and he's going across the Congo, and he's coming across apes and monkeys, and they're all running as soon as they see a human, right? Because they're being hunted, right, by the local population. And then they came across. There was two of these guys. One was coming with them as a guest, and his guest found these little melon-looking things on a vine on the ground, and they looked really good. They were yellow, and they looked like a nice melon. And he goes, "Oh, these are nice. We can eat these." He said, "No, those are poisonous. You don't eat
Mhm.
those." And so you could pick up a fruit, think it's all good, and just die. Like so.
We have a tree here
Anyways,
called
buddy,
a manchineel.
a what?
A manchineel. It's known as little apple of death. They look like little apples. They'll make you sick or they'll kill you.
Wow. Yeah, and there's so much of that. So much of that. Anyways, I better head out because I got to finish my sausages and it's 1 o'clock here and I haven't done anything yet. So
All right.
thanks,
Well, Lou,
thanks for having me on.
Oh, it was
Rick.
our pleasure. We're glad that you dropped in.
I'll
Don't be
I'll
a stranger.
come on again sometime. I
Don't
will.
be a
I will. I'll come
stranger.
on again. Now that I know you're every Saturday, I'll come on again.
Excellent.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Rick.
Have a great
Take
day.
it easy. Take
All
it
right,
easy,
Lou.
everybody. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. So let's see. I'll pop that out of there. That was outstanding. Let me tell you. Absolutely outstanding. I haven't seen anybody like Lou in the carnivore space for a long time. So let's say thank you, and we'll give you an applause for coming in, taking the courage to drop in this live stream. The carnivore space has sort of become commercialized with some people, but I do believe that a lot of us, we are moving away from that, and we're going to continue with the back to basics carnivore movement. Let me hit some of these comments. Now, there were a lot of questions about him. I see Jonathan has a comment. He's got some smiles going on here. And they don't spread glyphosate over the grains in Italy either. Well, that is very true. Glyphosate is just unnecessary unless you're trying to get maximum yield from minimum crap. Her channel is Real Talk with Time. Okay, let's see what else we have here. And they were talking earlier about the Carnivore Olympics, and George says there's different teams, obviously. There's the Quackers, and then, you know, everybody has their own little team. Let's see, cheese rolling, lizard catching, sounds good to me, burger flipping, and a form of tiddlywinks involving flicking peas or beans as far away as possible. Oh, that's going to be funny. There's a good sense of humor going here. Glyphosate goes through all of Europe's food supply chain. One of my clients went through the lot. All EU countries do not allow glyphosate, but it does go through the food system. And I have bad news for you. I got a hold one time of a test kit for glyphosate and its byproducts. There's glyphosate in the rain here in Florida. So I can only imagine. It's trace amounts, but I can imagine someplace like the Midwest or wherever you're around farms, there's probably a lot more glyphosate in the rain. Mexico outlawed glyphosate is used to hurry the drying process, and they do that a lot for oats and for wheat, believe it or not. Oatmeal is loaded with glyphosate. They reduce heavy metals, contaminants in their body, but glyphosate is the outlier. Yeah, that is true. Oh my gosh, they're doing these propaganda farmer commercials. I'll talk about how important glyphosate. Yeah, but you know what? That's something that we can do. We can counteract those things because glyphosate is unnecessary. It's necessary if you're trying to maximize the production of crap, but it's unnecessary for traditional farming. Hasn't been banned anywhere in the world. Restricted in some countries, but never or yeah, exactly. You shouldn't have been in the sidelines so long. You have so much to offer. Well, it doesn't matter. Look, I never told any about my carnivore diet for more than, 10, 12 years on YouTube? It wasn't until 2002 that I finally came out of the carnivore space. Make a great presentation, do it. Yes, I agree. Again, thank you so much. And when you made your comment about shooting the ducks, I didn't even know who it was attached to. So that's really good. Glyphosate is straight up poison for humans and animals. By avoiding fruits, vegetables, and grains as much as possible, we're healing our bodies. Yes, and glyphosate is also very bad for the soil, and it increases the need for fertilizer. And the reality is we're running out of nitrogen. Well, we're not running out of nitrogen. There's plenty of nitrogen in the atmosphere, but we're running out of phosphorus, phosphate, and potassium is getting hard to get. All these things are chelated or stripped out by glyphosate because it kills the bacteria in the soil that produce these useful compounds for plants. So glyphosate is terrible. My yard is glyphosate free and has never been fertilized in the last 40 years. And everything grows just fine. Interesting, right? Let's see. Living foods such as agricultural pond full of fish and duck for eggs. Yes. Chickens, wild game. Yes. That's how you survive. Vegans won't survive in situations their brains have suffered too much before then. I agree with that. There's a lot of common sense between these two guys. Love it. So far, I haven't had any bad comments about our guest. Have a great day, everyone. From Eat a Hambone, thank you for being here. Have a great day yourself. Right, Lambs? Yeah. Juliet likes him. Thank you, Lou. Look at that. Thanks, see you, Lou. That's awesome. Thanks and bye, Lou. There we go. That was great, Rick. Well, my channel is only as great as the people who come on here. And we have an excellent team of really good people in this space. And again, if you like this, I'll be on for another hour tomorrow with 3 more of my friends. So you're going to see me again. You can't get rid of me. I'm kind of hard to get rid of. I'm like the duck that always shows up when the duck food is available. Consider using my StreamYard for your Saturday live so you can have a great guest like Lou too. It won't stream to my channel. I can just give you a password. Oh, okay. That's always a possibility. I have to figure out how to get StreamYard to work with my computer because OBS overloads the computer and it crashes. When I got my other computer, which I need to set up, I haven't done it. You can see it is turned off right now. I'm using the old one that I use for streaming, but I'll get it figured out. Really, my biggest goal has been to get my truck running. My engine is still being built on the patio. I need to go out there and work on that, but something smells like it's burning. I don't know where that smell's coming from. I hope it's not my my computer. Okay, spell my name wrong. Let me see something here. Give me about a minute. I'm going to see where that smell is coming from. Okay. Well, that's good. Now it's not my place. It's the neighbors. They're having a barbecue. Looks like they got the grill fired up. Maybe they'll switch to carnivore. Who knows? All right, let's see. Where's a better place because of you? Oh, there we go. I hear that the crops now won't grow without glyphosate. Well, that's kind of true. And you know, that's one of the videos I want to make. Oh, glyphosate is neutralized by chlorine dioxide. Really? I'm going to have to look that up. I've been looking for an antidote to glyphosate when these people spray glyphosate along the road. Spray it on there and see if it actually does that. Okay, let's see. It's used for killing the plants to make harvesting easier. Did you host Lou on video and not just phone? Yes, I'm on Jonathan's StreamYard right now, and Lou dropped in when we were having. We had Thomas earlier, and then when Thomas was there, he dropped in. So that was a surprise for me, and I'm really glad we got somebody new in the carnivore space. And I know about 3 other people in the carnivore space that I communicate with that are kind of into this locally produced, surviving, reusing things. So it kind of goes together, and that's kind of nice. All right, let's see. And Julia, Milton playing with matches. No, it's my neighbor. This house has so many holes in it that the barbecue smell, I guess, is seeping through the windows or maybe through the cracks in the ceiling. And I smelled something burning because they do their barbecue with lighter fluid, which I don't. When I have a barbecue, you've seen the way I do a barbecue. I just throw dry wood, leaves, and everything into a pile, light it up, Sometimes I even do it traditionally. What I'll do, I'll get, you know, the wood and do this back and forth until it gets hot, and I put a little bit of mulch in there and then blow on it. I do that as kind of a show when I'm at my friend's house. But at my house, I just light it up with the lighter. Another trick is to get a battery and some steel wool. Put the steel wool, wrap it with a piece of paper, touch it with a 9-volt battery, and you get instant fire. And if you have a car, that's the easiest because you can just connect to your car battery, and you can either use steel wool or you can just use wire. If you got some steel wire that's laying around, you just get some of that wire. You get the jumper cables off the battery. You get a piece of steel wire. You wrap the wire with paper, connect the jumper cables to it. It gets red hot. Paper catches fire. You got instant fire. That might be another good video I can make. Let's see. We have Milton chewed a wire and now cooked. No, I think Milton went to the bed. I gave him some meat and he went in there and fell asleep. Rick is his own smoke alarm. Well, there you go. I do actually have a smoke detector, but that thing is really loud and it'll go crazy. Rick yells and then runs back and saying, I got to go. No, I was nothing. Everything's good. Invite yourself to the neighbors. Well, there you go. Sometimes they invite me to their barbecue, but we have had a lot of great comments and they keep coming in. Let me see how many people I have. I know it finally streamed to my live stream. Let's see. I can see here it's still showing the old. Let's see how many we have. I got 29 people on my channel. I'm not sure how many are on Jonathan's channel, but that's actually really good. I have to admit. Impressive. So anyway, let's see. Oh, I got 6 on Jonathan's channel. That's good. Excellent. Very nice. So let me go back here and see if there's anybody else that's got the courage to go online. Otherwise, what I'll probably do is wrap this up and then work on my engine some more. And hopefully, maybe the next day or two, I'll definitely get the truck running. I'd be glad to get that back on the road. That'd be nice. Sandy Blythe says there's 29. That's not too bad. I mean, it's already 1:30. Now, I don't know. I know sometimes Jerry will have a live. Let me double check, see who's live I'm interfering with. Let's see. Okay. Where did that go? It's here somewhere. Yeah. Well, she's got one now. Let me see. She started 23 minutes ago. So I know she has one at 1 o'clock. And I wouldn't have gone this long, except Lou was very entertaining. So I was very happy to listen. I didn't say much because for once, I didn't have to talk about anything. I just sat back and let him do the talking. Because again, when you have a lot of good information, it's easy to take it all in. All right, so let me double check the comments, and I guess we can begin to wrap this up. That'll be awesome. Let me see here. Okay, comments. There we go. Let's see. Jerry went live at 1. Yes, that is correct. Okay, and Juliet is still here. Isn't that so nice when your guest runs the show, talks? I love that. Yes, I think that's why a lot of people had called me to be on their show, because they know that I'm a big talker. I have a lot to talk about. And whether it's old cars or ducks or strawberry poop gas, there's always something to talk about. And Rick does that for me. I can just sit back and listen when he's on my live. That is correct. And I will be on your live again tomorrow, as everyone knows. And I think that's the only one. Excuse me. I'm scheduled for, because this Tuesday I won't be on Russ's, but I'll stop in. I usually hit the little Zoom calls that they have on the Kilts KMT. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'll drop in there and do that. So that's kind of a nice little thing to look forward to. But let's see. Yeah, that's all right. That looks like it. So anyway, I'm going to give everyone a chance. If there's anybody else that wants to make a comment or anybody else that wants to drop in, you can feel free to do so. And again, I know that John Together Strong, I don't know if he's still there, but I did mention if you want to use segments of my clip, all the videos that I put online are what I consider to be open source Creative Commons, which means I grant permission to anyone who wishes to use any clips in a way that is consistent with the original video. Now, you can use it in a parody if you like, but if you try to use it to try to disprove something that I say, then I will ask to be removed, but you can feel free to use them in any other way. I go out here, I consider it a public forum, and I let you do that. Okay, let's see. So we have a couple more comments. We have, it's a virtue if you can both talk and listen, which I can do. That was one of the things that my dad used to be very difficult, because when you would say something he didn't agree with, he would have to butt in. I just let people talk and talk and talk, and then eventually I make my point. A good dialogue is very important. Being diplomatic is important. But when I'm around friends like you, I don't really worry about it. Anything that's said, maybe some words may be slightly improper, but it's just a matter of what you want to say. And when you're telling the truth and you're relating your experience, who am I to challenge that? So that's kind of the whole thing. And Sandy Blythe says, thanks, Rick, and great live today. Yes, this live, I think, turned out to be one of the better ones. I'm quite impressed. And again, I like this format of splitting the live, like having my normal talk, read comments, whatever, switch over to having guests, having team, having people call in. It makes the live a lot better. It takes away any boredom factor. It takes away monotony, because when you have other people in the live, you never know what to expect. You may find, who knows, maybe one day we'll get a vegan that visits. I mean, I doubt it, but I'm sure a vegan could share some good gardening tips. I know vegans that agree with me in terms of soil health and gardening and how to use or not use fertilizers. That's a good thing. So a little something to think about and a little something for the future. So let's see. Is that all the comments we have? I guess it is. And I guess it's time to wrap this up. So let's see what we have here. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, let me go ahead and let's see. And by the way, if you're not familiar, the channel, Jonathan did share Lou's channel, Lou Bass, Loubas. So you could, he has how many subscribers? 98 subscribers. Okay. Well, you can definitely add to that. His channel was started in 2012. So it might be a good idea. I'm not sure if he'll post videos, but it's always nice to put it on there. I'm going to make sure that mine is also subscribed. So now I think he has a 93. Well, whatever. Maybe he'll make 100. That'll be good. Meat bad, kale good. That's funny. But anyway, that's great. So let me take one more listen here. And we got some more comments. Good to see you all, Ricky Lee. I'm glad to see you again. I know sometimes you're not in or you don't comment, but at least now you are commenting. So I know that you are there. And okay. Bye. Great live. Enjoyed it very much. Bye, guys. Bye, Juliet. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow. I'll be seeing you in the Carnivore School, and you have a live. Although I may have to kind of jump around. I'm going to try to catch the Butter Bob live. That's going to be at 7 or whatever it is. So that might be another one I'm going to check out. Great live, Rick. Have a great day, everyone. Well, thank you, Lambs. I really appreciate that. And it's about 1:30. So let's shut off the live. And I am just very happy. I guess, yeah, that's it. Oh, we got a bunch of comments on my channel. That's nice. Okay, I see that. Oh, nice. Okay. So let me just, oops. Okay, why is this not working? Oh, there we go. And Chuck says, everyone have a great day. You too, Chuck. I'm glad that you were here. I guess you were here listening most, if not the whole time. So that's awesome. And again, my live streams would be nothing if it wasn't for you, the viewers, the people who participate in the live stream. And I look forward to getting to know more and more of you as time goes on. I've had the pleasure of meeting some of you in person. I'm sure I'll be meeting more of you in person. When I'm able to travel, I may even meet more in person. So, and with me, what you see is what you get. You're not going to get anything different than what you've seen in these videos. So, have a great day. I'm going to end the stream, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Build muscle and lose fat on the carnivore diet.